I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning with Jake and Brad, Ghostrunners podcast.
And just like that, we are back with
Just
another
like that, baby.
Ghostrunners podcast episode. If you're watching on YouTube, then you have missed out on a little something at the beginning.
Yeah, we played some jazz because KU's in the Final Four in New Orleans. So just figured we'd pay homage to that. Yeah. Play some Le'Veon Rose for old Jayhawks in the national championship.
That's right. When the Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl, we played Getting Jiggy with It.
That's right.
Welcome to Miami.
Yep.
Things like that.
Which we now disavow.
We apologize for supporting Will Smith back in 2020.
I was so on team fake. I thought that slap was so fake, and now my pendulum has swung.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
If you know what I mean.
My right-handed pendulum has swung across.
The pendulum is now over here, not staged.
Yeah, for like 3 or 4 minutes, I was like, could be fake. And then
3 or 4 days for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. The next day I was like very like entrenched in my stance with my friends. Like, no, it was staged, guys. Like how else? Like if it wasn't staged, like what would you do differently? Like, and they were like, I don't know, probably nothing. So I was like, yeah, that's why it was staged.
Anyway,
that's not the important part.
That has been current events from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But now we are into the present day. This podcast. I'm so excited for it. The notes section of my phone titled podcast has never been more full. One, because it's been, 12 days since we recorded, I think.
Yeah.
And two, because just honestly, a lot has happened.
I'd say.
Yeah. Like Brad said in the intro, I've done 7 different comedy shows. I've been all over. And, but one place I haven't been.
Yeah.
Is with you and your family. And I feel like we should probably start with that.
We should probably start with the big news of the day is that I'm now a father of 3. I did it, guys. And by me, I mean Kathryn.
We got a baby coming up.
By Kathryn, I mean we both did. So let me tell you more about it. So we had a great idea. I thought it was like, this is a great idea. Jake, you're leaving, I think it was Wednesday morning, right? Or Thursday morning for your next tour this past week. I was like, what about on Tuesday when we record a normal episode for this upcoming week. And then we record a second episode, kind of an evergreen, like whenever the baby comes, we don't have to record that week. And you were like, yeah, it sounds great. Let's do it. Let's do 2 episodes. Let's grind it out.
That's going to be kind of a long day.
Yeah.
But
we can make it happen.
It'll set ourselves up for success.
Yeah. So that didn't happen. So, Kathryn was due in about a week and a half. And with Bo, she went like 4 days late. And so I was like, there's no way we're going to have this baby early. Even though with Hattie, we're so early for complication stuff.
If I know Kathryn's uterus like I think I do.
And you do. You always have.
Before she even got pregnant.
Ever since you've met her. You're like, nice.
I was like, your ute is so patient.
Yeah.
It's not in a hurry. Yeah. It's got a... Pardon me, but it's a beaut you got on you.
You are beautiful. UTE beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I thought I knew her uterus as well.
Yeah, she's so uncomfortable listening to this part.
Kath.
You're fine, Kath. We talk about it all the time. Just never usually record it. You know, Jake and I. That's what we do with you. It's our ongoing joke with you.
Our private conversations about the uterus are way different than this.
Yeah. So, quickly, Tuesday morning happens and she, we're talking in the morning. I was planning on getting breakfast with my friend Clifton Alexander.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You do a good job of like making time to meet up with friends.
Thank you. I don't know. Thank you. I don't know if I agree.
Okay.
I think I do fine. No, thank you. That's nice. I like him. He actually contacted me to hang out. So that's why I said, I don't know if I agree. Because I'm not always the most intentional, reaching out, but if someone says, hey, let's get together, I'm like, please.
Okay. Hey, new compliment. You're the type of guy, Brad. A lot of people want to grab food with you.
People know that you enjoy food. People will reach out to you.
Reframe it a bit.
Yeah. So anyway, I was supposed to get that at 8:30. So Kathryn, at 8 o'clock, all of a sudden Tuesday morning's like, I think my water just broke. And I'm going to explain this a few different times throughout the story with you, Jake, because I think as a non-dad, you think like because of the movies, everybody's water breaks, right? You probably think that.
And I would think, hold on, this isn't the uterus I know.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Well, so yeah, I thought like whenever I watched Friends growing up, like, oh, when you're pregnant, your water just automatically breaks, and that's when you know you're supposed to go into labor.
It's like it's like the baby's first gender reveal. It's like, hello, like popped a balloon, I'm coming.
Exactly, that's what everyone says. And so, but with our other two, I don't think her water broke until like basically when she was having the baby. So it's like it's not a very common thing for the water. I don't know, maybe it's like 25-30% of the time the water breaks naturally.
Is it actually water?
I don't know. I don't want to ask.
Okay, fair.
So let's say yeah.
It is 100% water.
Yeah, 100%.
There's nothing.
Purified Aquafina down there.
Yeah, it is really
good. But she's like, I think my water broke. And so like, but I like the you know Kathryn and I, and you know her uterus. You know how like casual Kathryn can be, how casual I can be, like with things sometimes like that we should be a little bit more like whatever. Like so
I think it's a sign of people who are just like generally nice people. They don't want to like inconvenience people. So it's
1,000,000%.
Like, you know.
So this is what I asked Kathryn after she thinks maybe her water broke, but she's not positive. I go, okay, but can I was supposed to like get breakfast with Clifton in 30 minutes. And no, dude, like this. And she's like, she goes, do you think maybe you could be like 15 minutes late? because here's the thing. So it's Tuesday morning, which is the day that that Hattie always goes to Mother's Day Out, which is down like 25 minutes away down South Overland Park. And so Kathryn's like, I might need to like worry about this a little bit. Can you help with, making Hattie's lunch for this? And she like calls her, midwife, and the midwife's like, yeah, you can totally, if you're feeling comfortable, like you can drive down there and drop him off. So she literally is like, so people are going to think we're crazy for this because, but in our heads, like Kathryn's so nonchalant about it. I'm still in like the ignorant stage of like, I'm not even positive that her water broke. Like, and I don't
she's been wetting herself a lot. So,
right, yeah. And it's just like, I don't, maybe she's not positive. I'm not positive. She's really nonchalant about me going to breakfast with this guy, whatever.
So far the timeline is water breaks
8:00.
Kathryn is like, you should go get breakfast. And also I need to go drive like a 50-minute round trip.
So I call my mom because my mom, the plan was always like, my parents are going to come get the kids whenever she's going into labor. And so my mom was like, okay, well, I can either meet Kathryn at the preschool to get Bo and then pick Hattie up later, or, you can just drop her off at my house. And I swear I told Kathryn. She doesn't remember me saying that there's the option of my mom coming to the preschool, but Kathryn literally drives to the preschool, drops off Hattie, and then drives another 20 plus minutes to go to my parents' house, drops off Bo. My mom's like, do you want to come inside and stay for a little bit? And Kathryn's like, nah, I think I'm good here. But this is where it's like, I'm telling you, we're so nonchalant. This is why you can't judge me for not like being with my wife in this crazy time, because Kathryn then after she drops off Bo is like, one of those, like nice juices from Enjoy down in Mission Farms sounds good. Mission Farms is like 435 and Mission Road, like very out of the way from going home for her. Like, and so she drives there, and like as she's like waddling into this juice place to get some juice, she's like having a contraction. But she's like, it's not that bad. I can kind of still feel it out. And so that's probably like 10:00.
This is like something that would happen to people like 1,000 years ago when they didn't have
back
modern medicine.
Back when they had juice bars. Yeah.
Well, just like the nonchalantness of like, it didn't used to be that big of a deal. We didn't have all this information or technology. Well, you just had your baby.
And let me kind of explain a little more too. Like, so with your first baby, I mean, every instance is different. So like, people are going to be listening and be like, well, that's not true for us.
No,
of course.
Speak as if this is how it is for everyone.
Average labor for first baby for everyone, 14 and a half hours. It's it's like way longer. It's not like this crazy, like intense, like few hour kind of thing. And then as you have more babies, it goes quicker. So I think with Bo, I think it took us like 6 or 8 hours total.
Good. Shaving off some time.
Yeah. And so obviously we were like, it'll take about 6 hours again, or, whatever. In my head, I was like gearing up for this marathon of a day. So I go to breakfast, I come home, and we had decided that we were going to do a home birth, which is another like big like decision that we decided to do. Like we hadn't done that for the first two. So if you don't know much about that, there's something called a midwife. Maybe you've heard of a midwife.
Yes.
Like literally like that's their job, is to go do home deliveries and deliveries of babies. Like that's their one thing. Like they're not like doctors of anything else. So there's a midwife, and then usually a midwife has another helper with them that helps. And then
quarter wife.
Yes. Sometimes eighth.
Okay. Eighth wife.
Yeah. Don't get them too cocky, and then there's like, we had a friend, Jackie, Juice Man Chad's wife.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Wacky Jackie or Backpacky Jackie.
No,
that is a different Jackie.
This is Doula Jackie.
Doula Jackie.
Yeah. Dacky. And she was supposed to be the doula, which is like the coach. I think I'd mentioned that maybe with Bo, that we were going to have her. And because of COVID restrictions and stuff, they didn't let her into the hospital with Bo.
God.
And so she wasn't the doula then. So then Kathryn calls Jackie that morning, and Jackie's like, Kathryn, I'm in Texas. Like I wasn't expecting you to like deliver so early. So Jackie's out.
Okay.
So it's like 10:15 or so, maybe 10:45. Kathryn comes home from the Juice, from dropping off preschool to Bo to Juice and home. And with a home birth, one of the things that they do to like help alleviate pain, since you can't get like anesthesia,
I've been very curious about this for a week now,
is they have a tub. Like they like literally bring in like an inflatable like air mattress style like tub.
Fun. So you already had this?
They had brought it to us a couple of weeks earlier.
Good.
And so I had blown up the tub as she got home. I blown up the tub
with your mouth or like...
no, they got the little like.
Oh, good.
Oh, very quick.
I was gonna say, big day for both of you.
You just wait, brother. And so she comes in at 10:45, like I'm nonchalant. She seems like she's pretty nonchalant. We're talking about the different juices she got. She got some with apple cider vinegar and cucumber and that's cool. That one has hints of cherry in there. That's fun.
Hints of contraction in there.
Yeah. And I could tell she's like kind of struggling a little bit through these contractions, but she's tough. She's a warrior. Like you've always heard, like if you can breathe through them, it's not that big of a deal. So I was like, or if you can talk through them.
This is the part, like if I'm watching a movie where I'm like, oh, it's getting good. This is exciting.
So let me just keep emphasizing the nonchalance. I don't know if that's a noun, but that's what I'm going to call it. Nonchalance. So in order to fill up the tub, in order to fill up the pool, I mean, we had to like connect a hose to our hot water of our washing machine, like the hot water spigot kind of thing.
Cool.
And the hose that we had bought was like, it didn't work. It like when you turned it on, like the water came through the hose, but it also like didn't have a good enough seal.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So it was like kind of spitting out, and I was like, that's not going to do. And so literally when she gets home, I'm like, hey, the hose is not good. So I'm just going to run to Ace Hardware real fast and get a new hose. And she's like, once again, nonchalance, but she's like, oh yeah, okay, just please hurry a little bit. Like she's kind of feeling a little bit. So I'm hustling to Ace.
Okay.
Which is always a good excuse to drive fast. Like it's always fun when you have an excuse to drive fast.
Now, let me ask you this. Was this the point of the day when you called me and said, hey, I'm not going to make it to
No,
Trey's house?
I called you already. I called you already. I was like, hey man, remember how we were supposed to do all these things? It was supposed to be a big day for me. And that was the classic Kathryn, like, I feel bad for Brad. Like he was supposed to do this, and then you're supposed to have this meeting. You're supposed to pick this wood up, like it was supposed to be like, cause I was like trying to get a lot of stuff done before this baby came. So I was like, this is going to be a big work day for me. And of course I had to cancel everything. And so I had called you earlier in the day and been like, hey man,
not gonna make it, or I might be late.
Well, and before this, I forgot to tell this part of the story. So I had talked to Kathryn right before I talked to you, and I was like, so can you clarify with me, are you sure your water broke? And she's like, oh yeah, it definitely broke. And I was like, okay, so that means, she's like, I'm confident we're gonna have a baby in the next 24 hours. So I was like, okay, so I need to cancel everything.
Oh, okay.
Including the chimney sweep that was supposed to come.
Oh, he's finally coming.
Yeah, finally, like he had rescheduled so many times because of weather. Finally was coming, and I was like, I called Kathryn. Once again, just ignorance. I was like, hey, do you think that like
Jackie's not gonna be there?
Like they say it's only gonna take like 3 hours. Do you think that they could just squeeze in there and do it? And then Kathryn's like, maybe, I don't know. That seems like it might be a little long, and so then I called the chimney sweep guy back. And I'm like, yeah, we're actually delivering at home. And I'm like, as I'm saying this out loud, it seems like something we need to reschedule. I don't want to stress my wife out anymore. I can't imagine if they were there for this. So anyway, I'm running to Ace Hardware.
The idea of a chimney sweeper being in the room with you guys. In the room.
Just ridiculous. Like ash flying everywhere. Like just why it's April at this point.
He's like, look, I know of several doulas. If you need any coaching, you let me know.
Yeah, right. Just
breathe.
Just breathe. Yeah.
Breathe in the ash.
Exactly. Went to Ace Hardware, came back, got the new hose hooked up. Good to go.
Good seal.
Yeah, good to go. And the contractions are getting a little more intense now. It's probably, we'll say 11:15 at this point. And it's getting intense. And so like, I don't know. I'm trying to time the contractions. That's another thing you do. Cause like in between, you want to see how many minutes are in between. Cause that's how you know it's getting closer. Little nonchalant or a little bit more chill for a little bit. I'm just sitting there with her, encouraging her. And then she's hurting more. She's like, turn on the tub, or fill up the tub. It's time. I need to get in the tub. It's hurting me.
This is awesome.
And it's like classic, like, you turn it on. It's running for like 10 minutes. She's battling through these contractions. And then like when she has the contractions, obviously it's like hell on earth. And then after the contraction is over, it's like she has moments of clarity. So like,
oh, cool.
So like after the contraction happens, it's been going for like 10 minutes. She's like, actually, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe turn off the tub, because she doesn't want to get cold. And so she's like, turn off the tub. I'm doing okay.
Oh.
And so the tub's only like probably, I don't know, a foot full at this point. And so I go back, I'm just consoling her. I don't know why, but at some point she's like, hey, can you go get me this? And so I get up to go get her that thing. And I look down at the tub, and it's just puddle city all over the living room. Like there's some leak in the tub.
Oh no.
I mean like imagine.
Puddle city kind of worried me. When you tell the story, you
Yeah,
gotta rephrase that a little better. Puddle city.
That's the first time I've used PC.
My mind wandered for a while there. You gotta clarify Puddle City.
Brother.
I looked
100% Aquafina, Puddle City.
I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
okay, you're saying the water was just everywhere.
So we had put down like some plastic underneath the tub, and it was like completely saturated. I mean, and these are on my brand new floors. And so,
you just got hard.
And so the economical, like financial aspect of me is like, why are we not in a hospital right now? This is so dumb. Like, why are we not, And so I run and grab every single towel I have, and I'm just sopping it up. And the whole time, like, Kathryn's not looking at the pool, like the puddle city, because she's too worried about herself. She doesn't want to get stressed with that. And, I'm like sopping up this stuff, and I'm like, you're doing great. And I'm
but I mean, there's a hole in the tub, right?
There's a hole in the tub.
It's never ending.
And so I try to get some of that water. And then what I did, or no, maybe before that, I went to the kitchen, got the biggest bowl I had, and just started like, what's the word in like a canoe when you get all the water out? Like
scooping? I don't know.
Yeah, that's not the word that I'm thinking of, but like I was literally like, take a little bit of water, go outside, waddle over, and just throw it on the deck, and then do some more and throw it on the deck. And eventually, like, I got it light enough, like the tub was light enough where I could pick up the tub, drag it to the deck, and literally like it accidentally like fell. Like I was trying to get it through the door of the backyard, or the back door, to get it out to the deck, but it gushed out. It got all over my shoes. I was holding the door open with a flower pot. Flower pot just fell right on my shoes. So like my shoes are ruined. Like muddy shoes, just craziness.
Topsoil shoes.
I'm sopping up all the water. Kathryn, on the other hand, or in like just right over here, is like,
oh my.
Just like, there's something in pregnancy called transition, where it's like you go from like, this is kind of bad,
from
to like
Bruce to Caitlin.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she becomes like a different person. Like she is a different kind of like moaning. Like,
I actually have never heard that though. Transition phase.
So it's
in
like
pregnancy.
I think that's like the worst aspect of it, is like, okay, this is going from like normal contractions to like, holy crap, this is terrible.
Okay.
But at the same time, Kathryn is still thinking like, maybe this is just normal. And so we're calling our midwife. We're like, hey, FYI, she's struggling a little bit more.
We got Puddle City in here.
I also said like the tub. I was pissed. I was like, because I was like, we paid for this tub like to be used.
Also, your tub doesn't work.
Yeah, your tub sucks. and so she's like, that's so weird, whatever.
Oh, weird.
Well, I'm finishing up this appointment in South Olathe. When I'm done with that, I'll head your way. And Kathryn's like, okay, great, whatever. Like, try not to be.
By the word appointment, does she mean like I'm delivering a baby right now?
No,
or?
They have like a home appointment like a couple weeks before you're supposed to have your
midwife.
Baby.
Let's prioritize a bit here.
Well, that's the thing. It was classic like Brad and Kathryn nonchalance.
Like, okay, whenever you can.
Seriously though, it was like that sounds good enough for me. And then like 5 minutes later, Kathryn's like, call the midwife back right now.
Oh,
like tell her to come right now.
Oh man, this is getting good.
Yeah, and so that's the other funny thing, is that I in the midst of all the Puddle City, I had like the water had like gotten under my brown chair and like gotten like onto
Puddle
the
City.
And so I had like moved the brown chair. I couldn't find the phone that had the midwife's number. And so as Kathryn's like dying in pain, I'm like, Kathryn, do you know where the phone is? And she just goes, no,
not right now.
And I'm like, okay. It was like behind like the brown chair, like match or cushion or whatever. I find the phone. I'm like, you got to come right now. She can hear Kathryn in the background. She's like, oh, like you can tell Kathryn's close.
Transition.
And so she goes, okay, do you have an iPhone? And I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, FaceTime me.
Ooh, baby.
And so we're FaceTiming the midwife.
Dude, this is like a Liam Neeson had taken moment. He's like, look, you're going to have a baby.
Yes.
Like, I was like, okay. He's like, go under the spare bedroom.
Yeah.
Get out of the ground. Shout out everything you could see in here.
Yes.
Descriptions, tattoos, haircuts.
Right.
You're just having to describe what does it look like. Describe it to me.
Yeah. It's just absolute chaos, man. I mean,
You're like, Puddle. I see Puddle City.
Luckily, Puddle City had been cleaned up at this point. Luckily, it had been like I had gotten that out of the way. The tub is literally on our deck. Like I had thrown it out there. Like
Puddle
just
City.
get it out. And she's like hauling down the highway. I bet she was like probably close to your house. So it's like a 25-minute drive.
Love that she's FaceTiming during her 90-mile-an-hour escapade.
Yeah, right. I know, not the best look, but she's like calming us down. She's like, it's very normal. This is good. Like babies that come this fast are very healthy, whatever. And I'm like,
That would calm me down, I think.
yeah. I don't know. I don't remember like being freaked out or even really having many emotions besides just like
The task at hand.
this is what's going on and I have to do it. Like, I don't think I had like a scared feeling or like, at one point I was like, please hurry. I remember saying that to her, please hurry. Cause I just felt so bad for Kathryn. Like, it's like, it's so intense watching your wife in such pain. And you're like, all you can do is be like, you're doing great. Keep going. And
so like, I did this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then like, it just became unbearable to the point where Kathryn she was like, I feel like I need to push. And all of a sudden, dude, there it comes. And
Where are we at? Living room floor?
living room floor,
No tub.
no tub, baby.
Hardwood floors.
We got a rug. And that's the other funny thing is that like a week earlier, my parents came over to watch the KU game. And we had kind of had a bad timing as far as like when dinner was going to be ready. And so Kathryn's like, I was like, Kathryn, we got to watch the game while we eat dinner. She's like, I guess we can watch the game in there, but just like be really careful not to spill on the tub or on the rug. And now it's like we're having a baby on this rug, baby.
Okay.
It's just it's like so ironic. Like the white rug is just like a week old, just getting.
Oh my God.
And all of a sudden, dude, I wasn't even expecting it. Like I was still like thinking like in past pregnancies, she had taken a long time to push it out. Like probably, I mean, at minimum 20 minutes or so. So I was like,
Is she just lying down on the rug, kind
no.
of propped up, or like?
No, she's like on the couch, kind of like.
Gosh,
I don't know how much detail she wants me to put.
Sorry,
about
yeah, I'm just like
but,
curious, like how a baby gets born in a living room.
Yeah.
In a living room,
it was nuts. And the doula's not there. The midwives are gone. It's just me, Dr. Daddy, like Big Daddy, MD. And all of a sudden, dude, it's like, holy crap, that's the baby. It's on FaceTiming. I just dropped the phone. It like drops right on. It's like flat on its face. Like it's just black for the midwife. And she just, not the baby, the phone.
Got it.
And I just catch this baby, dude. And
Catch?
I mean, like that's what they call it. Like I received the
cradle,
baby.
you take it,
and I'm holding it, and I'm just like, oh, like I'm freaking out. Kathryn's like in pain and freaking out. Like we're all just like, and like in my head, like the anticipation of not knowing the gender, I was saying like, this is gonna be such a beautiful moment when it comes out. It's gonna be like, it's a girl, it's a boy, whatever. I remember being like, oh, like it was like I didn't remember to even check for like 3 minutes.
That.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap,
baby,
Kathryn, you did it, and you can hear the midwife like, okay, so everything, like the baby cries right away, which is a good sign, like that it has oxygen to its lungs or whatever. Like it's like freaking out, man. I mean, and yeah, I'm just like, it's like so slippery, dude. Like it's like a bunch of Crisco on there.
Like Dwight said, his babies are
slippery. Yes, dude. It's pretty accurate. Like if you imagine like slathering yourself in Crisco,
got it.
That's exactly what this was.
Okay.
It was like, holy crap, here we are. And
here we are.
Yeah. And I just passed Kathryn the baby because it's like a thing, like when you skin to skin.
Yeah,
you remember. Yeah. I heard you talking about that on Correct Opinions. And skin to skin, we skin to skin that thing real good. And the midwife came just like a few minutes later and everything was good.
Holy crap.
And we figured out it was a girl, and it was one of those things where it was like, I was expecting such an emotional moment. And instead it was like
adrenaline.
It was so much adrenaline. And it also was like it was like a task. I was task oriented with it. Like, where it was not like with my other two kids, I sobbed. I was like, this was so beautiful. I'm so proud of Kathryn. I was so proud of her, obviously, this time too.
Yeah. And
I definitely like yelled out in like emotional crying almost, but it wasn't like tears. I don't think I ever cried. So like it was just like, it's a girl. Like just, something like that. But it wasn't like just bawling out tears. It was just like, I was so pumped. I was so pumped for Hattie because she really wanted a sister. And like,
really?
Yeah. And Kathryn was like, oh, I think, every every girl needs a sister. So I was like so pumped for Hattie. And then I also had the thought of our friends Gunnar and Emily, and then Peter and Sophie are both also. Gunnar and Emily just had a girl. Peter and Sophie are about to have a girl.
They're
so
all going to grow up together.
This is nuts. Yeah. Gunnar and Emily literally had their baby like a week ago. Like
they are going to literally grow up together their entire lives.
That's really fun to think about. And so I was like, holy crap. And so I literally texted my mom an emoji of a girl and I said, holy crap, tell everyone. That's all I said. Like,
really?
And I texted, and then I texted you like, I don't know, 15 minutes later, panda freaking monium.
Yeah, 3 words, girl emoji.
Yeah.
Panda freaking monium.
I felt like I could conquer the world, dude. I was like, I'm not scared of anything.
I can't even imagine the adrenaline and what you felt. Like, no wonder you couldn't feel any emotion. Like, you just have these walls up. I'm sure, like, we need to do this. This is life or death. Like, we need to accomplish this.
Right.
There's no room to feel sensitive about.
No, it wasn't like, it's kind of gross. I'm not going to catch that thing. It's like, no, I have to. What do you want me to do? So, literally delivered, caught the baby myself, and just I'm on top of the world. It was awesome. It was so fun. It couldn't have gone better for how crazy. I mean, obviously it could have gone better with.
So she starts pushing. How long does that take until you're holding a baby?
Bro, I don't know how many times she pushed like officially, but it felt like 2 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, maybe it was 5, but
Kathryn, good work.
Yeah.
That's efficient.
She nailed it, dude. Like, I don't know. She obviously was natural birth. She didn't have any anesthesia. And I think that makes a difference with how quick you can do it. Because obviously she feels everything way more.
Get this out of here.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it was amazing. It was a crazy experience. Like the fact that we had it at home because, literally 30 minutes later, Kathryn's walking back to her bed and like lying in bed. Like
no way.
Versus like a hospital bed and like not comfortable. And it was really crazy and cool in that instance. It was also just like, holy crap. Like I just kept thinking about it being like, this is nuts. So I texted you and we were laughing, Kathryn and I, back and forth at all the things you were responding.
Oh, really?
Like you were just enthralled.
Dude, I was in Messenger coffee and I mean, like I was like sitting back in my chair, hands over my head, just like looking at what you were texting me.
Yeah.
I was doing this, just like, I was sitting there by myself. Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Your responses. And then I texted Scott like way earlier in the morning before we had her. Her name's Rose, by the way, Rosie Caroline. And I forgot to text Scott that we actually had the baby until later on. And Scott's wife was a labor and delivery nurse. So she was like freaking out, like, holy crap. And Scott was like, no, you didn't, dude. There's no way you did that. I could have never done it. All these different things. And it's just cool. Cause it's like, how many men can say that they like delivered their own baby,
Not
like,
many, not like that.
Not like that, man.
Not helped by someone in the medical field.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's the thing is that we were obviously FaceTiming somebody that calmed us down and calmed me down at least a little bit. But
that's
anyway,
phenomenal.
It was wild, dude.
And Rose is a great name.
Thank you.
It's a classy name.
We were in between two and it was same with Hattie. We were in between two with Hattie and settled on Rose afterwards. We're like, it just feels like Rose.
Rose.
So it's funny though, because like since we didn't anticipate her name beforehand too much, like I still have to like hesitate every once in a while.
Like, what's her name again?
Like, and Rose, it's like, you named it. You should know the name. But anyway, it's fun. Everybody's doing great. Kathryn, we're home alone with Rose. Hattie and Bo are down in Texas for like a week. And that's the way to do it, man. Like, yeah, because it's like we're acclimating, but it's not nearly the same as what's going to be like in a week or so when it's all 3 of us again. So anyway, just crazy times, man.
I just can't believe you did that.
No, and that's the funny thing. So
you're scared of deer, dude, and you just delivered a baby.
No, let me tell you what I'm also scared of is within the baby realm. Like after you have the baby, it's an option for the dad to cut the umbilical cord. And that's like a thing that
you've always been like, no, thank you.
No, yeah, totally. I'm like, no,
I don't
want to mess that up. This time they're like, you want to cut the cord? I was like, I will cut that cord.
I'll bite it off.
Oh yeah, I'll gnaw that thing off. No, I was like, no, I'm not scared of that cord. Give me that freaking cord.
Are there any babies being delivered nearby? I'll cut their cord.
They joked. They were like, we might need assistance sometime. Can you imagine if I walk in? Like,
come on, mom.
You can do it.
Push for me.
Any puddle cities over here? It was just unbelievable. The whole thing was unbelievable. I don't know much what else to say, but she as a baby, she's doing great. Kathryn's recovering really well for all the moms out there that care about that kind of. I mean, it's just could not be much better as far as like a pregnancy, what's the word, recovery standpoint. So Everything's good, man.
That's so cool.
Dad of 3.
That's crazy.
The kids came. So the kids stayed at my mom's house for the first couple of days. And then Kathryn's mom came up and the kids stayed over at our house the night before they left for Texas. Okay. And so there were 3 kids that slept in our house. I like joke like with Kathryn. I was like, we had 3. It wasn't a joke. It was like our 3 kids slept at our house last night. That's crazy.
Just like that.
And just like that, dude, Bo is a middle child. Like it feels like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, be careful about Bo. Like he's trying to stick his hands in Rose's mouth and like kind of like not being gentle enough, kind of smacking her every once in a while. It's like, whoa. Just let's feel her clothes. Let's feel, and then Hattie's just in the corner, just reading by herself. Like,
just reading.
Yeah. Just Hattie, when I put her to bed that night, she said, all I care about is Rose. That's all, it's like,
Hattie is so grown up.
It's so sweet. Yeah, I know. So anyway, it's awesome, man. We're excited about it. And yeah, life's good.
That's awesome. Well, like what's next? Like, what's next on the horizon? For 9 months
question.
now, you've had something to look forward to. Kind of like now, does it just feel like just enjoy it, just like be present, or like?
Yeah, sure. I'm not much of a forward thinker anyway. I mean, like as far as I don't know what I have this week of stuff. I have furniture to make, and I don't know.
You have to, stain some table legs.
The next like family thing within our house is that we're gonna move Bo and Hattie into the same room. So I'm going to build a bunk bed or a lofted bed maybe for them. And then, so that's going to be like the next transition within our family. So that'll be interesting because Bo's still in a crib right now. So transitioning him out of that to like a toddler bed or something where he can get up and, roam around the house if he wants to.
Yeah.
So
do you guys have like the Ring cameras or anything set up to like watch them in their rooms? Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I love any kind of video that shows like kids interacting in their room like that. Like there's some cute videos out there like that. Yeah. Like I've seen like an older sister help a younger brother, which I guess could happen to you.
Totally.
Like out of the crib.
Totally.
To like sleep together. Like the cutest stuff. Yeah,
I could definitely see something like that happening because Hattie's already so like she was like, Bo, the baby's sleeping, so you need to lower your voice. Not like be quiet, lower your voice.
Lower your voice.
Yeah, just all these different things that she says. So it'll be fun to see how they react in there and how it goes. But anyway, fun times. I don't feel like a father of 3 yet. I'm sure I will soon enough. But right now it just feels like we have this little baby that we're caring about.
Gosh. So. Kathryn, good job.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Once again, just if you're a mom out there now, no matter how you have your baby, you are awesome. Like I just, every single time that, I see this birthing process, I'm just like, moms are amazing. Like there's just no comparison to that. Like it's just one of the craziest, coolest things. And yeah, moms are amazing for doing that. So good job, moms out there.
In addition to everything else you texted me last week when that all went down, you also texted me, you said, God is so freaking real.
Yeah.
So it's like you had a moment there.
Yeah, dude. It was like, golly, like how could you deny the presence of the Lord in this moment? Like
I'm sure. I mean,
it's just a miracle, man. I mean, so it was just cool to see. And that was one of those things where it's like, I never really have doubts that God is going to provide or that God's going to protect us. And so I never really had this fear necessarily, but it was still just like, that was crazy.
I'm sure you feel the fullness of creation. You're like,
of course.
Wow.
Holy crap. Yeah. That's why I texted so many people, holy crap.
Holy crap.
Holy crap. And then people were like, that's nuts. That was really fast. I was like, yeah, story to follow.
You're telling me.
I'll tell you more later. So anyway.
It's so fun when things like that happen, like that we have a podcast.
Yes.
Like this is such an amazing story. And now you get to tell people. Other people get to enjoy and relish in that story.
And Kathryn and I probably went over 5 times like, hey, what exactly are you going to tell the podcast? Like, I don't want X, Y, so, but yeah, for the most part, it was all good. Puddle City. No, but it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is awesome, but Kathryn's so much more private than me. And so she's like, this is a very vulnerable time in my life.
Yeah.
Having a baby.
No, totally.
But, oh man, it was, so cool. So
it's amazing.
I'm buzzing, baby. I'm buzzing off of it.
Amazing. That's great.
Yeah. So anyway, top that, Jake.
Well, while I'm thinking of it, I mean, not at all, but I'll just give a quick shout out to my baby of the week.
Yeah.
Just lately, I mean, it's something close to birthing a baby. This girl I met at Topgolf in Meadowbrook Park a while back. Turns out we're going steady.
Oh, baby.
But Rachel, just got to give a shout out to her. So she is a full-time middle school special ed teacher.
Right.
In a pretty like underprivileged school. So already hard enough. Never heard her complain. Loves it. In addition to that, she has started taking online grad school classes to become a counselor, mental health therapist, everything. Overloaded herself a little bit for like a 2-week section, like certain classes overlapped.
Okay.
And so at one point in time for the past 2 weeks, she's been taking 4.5 grad school classes. So is a full-time grad student.
Yeah.
Doing full-time teaching.
Yeah.
And she forgot that earlier in the school year, she signed up to be the track and field coach.
So she doesn't even have like the time after school that people have.
No. So she doesn't get home until like 6.
Yeah.
And then she has to do she's writing papers constantly. She's also dating me. Like we were hanging out. I don't know how she's doing everything she is doing.
Maybe she just called off with you, it sounds like. Just for a few months, Rachel. A few weeks even.
She's like, you know what? I'm going to leave for 5 days straight. You've been doing that to me quite a bit. I'm going to leave.
You're like, I really want to see you tonight. It's like, well, sorry,
Yeah, so
that's
it's
crazy.
Just been phenomenal. I'm like, I don't totally understand. Can I just watch how you're accomplishing all this? So yeah, shout out Rachel.
And she's
very
doing
disciplined.
all online, correct?
Yeah.
Which is, I think, infinitely harder than like.
It's got to be way harder to be motivated. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm such a procrastinator.
Yeah.
She is very, very disciplined.
Yeah, you have to be, but at the same time, it's so hard to be.
Yeah.
So, good for her.
Anyway, shout out to her. But
Babes of the week, baby.
Shout out to Kathryn mainly.
No. Shout out to her. That's awesome. Well, so you've been around. I've been birthing babies.
I mean, if this was any other episode, I'd be like, Brad, I got some stories for you. But it's like, I mean, I definitely don't now.
No.
Compared to that, I mean, just so much has transpired. Yeah, I've done 7 comedy shows. They've been amazing. We did the Northeast last week, and they were so good. I think Providence, Rhode Island is maybe my favorite show we've done the whole time.
Really?
And I took your advice. So we went to Northeast last week and we had taken a month off. And so I kind of expected there to maybe be a little regression of just like, all right, kind of finding the words again, just like finding the comfortability that I had when we were going full time night after night. But
steady.
That first night was just like, oh, we are back. I feel so good.
Yeah.
Those first 2 nights, it really was. It was kind of like, I got this. There's no amount of time anymore where I could feel like I don't know these jokes or whatever, but just, I don't know what it was about the month off. I came back to the stage more comfortable than I've ever been. I've done more crowd work the past 2 weeks than ever. It's so fun, dude.
Interesting.
And I'm starting to get so excited now for like, all right, when the next tour is like being built, I really want to tap into that. And just like especially because we'll be in comedy clubs, like it's gonna be so much easier to do crowd work, like almost build a set that's
really? You're gonna do more comedy clubs next time?
To like work on our material.
Oh,
so like this fall,
the warm up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As we're writing it and building it,
Gotcha.
We'll be going to comedy clubs. So it's just been so fun and got to see so many ghosties. Oh, confirmed Lindsay Merchant. We were like, Kentucky. She did come to the Maine show. With her and her boy, they just like, they missed the Kentucky shows. So like, we've never been to Maine. We'll come to Maine.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's fun.
It was really fun. Oh, I just kind of remember this. I'm like saying hi to them. The ushers are kind of kicking us out. Also, I've got a DoorDash. I didn't get to eat dinner then. I've got a DoorDash coming or no, it was a dinner. It was a milkshake. I was craving. I just got a vanilla milkshake from McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, let me go out and get that real
special.
Quick. As we're walking out, her boyfriend's asking me what pants I'm wearing. I'm like, they're the hemmed pants from the podcast.
Jorge.
And then Lindsay was like, oh, he doesn't listen. I just tell him. I was like, oh, forget it. As we walk out, the DoorDash driver, she's kind of looking around. I was like, oh, that's probably for me. Thank you so much. And she looks me in the eyes. She goes, $3.50. And I was like, I still owe you? I didn't understand what this meant. She's like, $3.50. The tip. I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, you tipped her $3.50.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know whether to say you're welcome because the tone was very stern. It's like $3.50.
Hey, $3.50.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. And then as she's walking away, I was like, I'm sorry. Are you upset? I'm sorry. She's like, $3.50. That was the whole thing. And I was like,
that's gotta be a compliment.
I tipped you like 100%. But there's all these people. It was so awkward, dude. All these ushers heard me. The ghosties are hearing me. She was not happy. I promise.
She was mad?
It was clear that she was upset. And I'm like trying to yell at her, like 100% tip seems decent, but I don't understand how you get paid. So I'm sorry. It was so awkward. Oh, I hated how that like came across probably. I was just like, all I got was a milkshake. That seems like a lot to tip.
Yeah, you probably paid $11 for that milkshake.
It was so much, but I wanted it. And they didn't even have a milkshake, so I had to get a caramel frappe. It was fine.
Oh, okay.
But sorry, I just remembered that.
$3.50.
$3.50, period. Yeah. It was just funny. There's so many people watching this awkward exchange. But she was there. It was fun. The Northeastern shows, were just so fun. And then we did Los Angeles and Las Vegas the past 2 days.
That's a stark contrast.
It was pretty different.
Without being to very many of those places.
Because the Northeast was more typical shows. Like it's, our normal audience. We're in theaters. It's what we're used to. Mm-hmm. And then Los Angeles was like downtown LA. So it's already kind of a hard spot. There's not a lot going on. If like downtown
I was gonna say LA doesn't have like a central area. That's kind of the interesting thing about LA.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people I know
spread out.
Yeah, so spread out, hard to get anywhere. But one aspect of it was cool was Trey's manager Jack was like, "Hey, you're in LA. I'm gonna make sure some people are there to see you." So Jack invited. I said that word weird. I know at one point Trey told me it was 100. I don't know if he actually invited 100 people, but it was people from like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu.
Not like necessarily celebrities, but more like talent.
Like industry people. Yeah. Like so Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Did you know this beforehand?
Yeah, I did know. So I was like, this is awesome. This is so fun.
You weren't like freaking out?
I mean, as the opener, they're not expecting anything out of me. So if I can wow them, they're like, this guy's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, this is so fun.
Yeah.
And then there were just so many people there. In general, they were just found out after the Chainsmokers were there. We're at the show.
You love the Chain. Out of anybody I know, I think you like them more than most.
In 2016, I loved the Chainsmokers.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't listen to Mute Math that much anymore. But if they were at my show, I'd be really excited.
There were just so many.
That's wild.
I'm trying to now. I didn't really write it down. There's just so many like people there. It's Los Angeles.
Sure. Yeah.
And we go to like this.
It's like Chainsmokers are C-list now.
It's what have they put out recently? I don't know. And so we go to this like thing afterwards, this bar kind of club area, which was kind of fun. Me and Tom took a Uber together, which I thought was gonna be an Uber, and then this like black SUV picks us up, drops us off. There's this huge line to get in. We just go to the bouncers and say the password, which is "vibes are up."
Oh my gosh, that is so dorky.
Which felt a little weird.
Hey, vibes are up.
Excuse me.
You give them the pound it like, hey, vibes are up.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So
like usually it's like probably a cool like Persephone or
Scarlet.
Yeah. Some random like Crayola color.
Caramel.
Yeah. Hey, caramel.
Hey.
Caramel.
The goose rides at dawn. That would be fun.
Vibes are up.
Vibes are up.
Hey, buddy! Like you give him a high five. Vibes are up.
Woo! Hey, let's get some club sodas.
Yeah.
So I went from feeling like moderately cool, black Escalade, bypassing the line, to just immediately like, oh gosh, what's that password again?
You're like mumbling to it. Vibes are up.
I think it's Vibes
are up. I guess
I'll just follow it. You know what? I'll just get in line. I'll just go to the back.
No
but we get in
way.
there and like it's just so LA. It was just like this is not my life. This is so opposite of how I spend my time. How I surround myself.
This is the video I saw of the people with like the lid on fire stuff.
So we got So I texted, or what was it? Oh, it was a video on someone else's story that I just
I think you just put on your close friends maybe.
Is that what? Yeah. Okay. So it was just like we got bottle service, and I never know what to do in that situation. And you get to see me like it was the same day we posted the sheltered kid video, and boy was it evident. My hands.
I analyzed it. Both hands just on the kneecaps,
on my thighs,
like just sitting there, pretty good posture. Like pretty worried about scoliosis or something. And you're like, wow, this is great.
I'm kind of looking around like, I don't think that's cream soda.
Yeah,
so that's a bummer.
Does the DJ have any chain smokers? You know? Like, whoa, this is nice.
Dude, the DJ, I walk in, the DJ is like this guy I've seen on my TikTok feed. It's like this.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe him necessarily, but I was like, oh, I see this guy's TikToks blow up all the time. I guess he's a real DJ.
That's cool.
And so he was DJing.
Better than DJ Trav?
Barely. Travis knew exactly who it was. He's like, I follow this guy on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. He's my inspiration.
I do it all for him.
That's great.
And there were just so many people there who I like old Vine stars, TikTok stars.
Really?
Yeah. This guy came up to me. This was like a very LA conversation. Very nice guy, very sweet. He came up to me. He's like, dude, I had no idea who you were before tonight, and you were so funny. You were so great. I was like, awesome. Like, what's your name? And this is where it started to become a little more LA. He's like, it's such and such, such and such. He's like, oh, awesome. Well, very nice to meet you. He's like, I actually do stuff like you and Trey. I was like, oh, right on.
Yeah.
Very cool. He's like, you've probably seen Disney characters during quarantine. I was like,
yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, I think I saw a lot of quarantine videos. I don't know. He's like, so he rattles off some like other video title, and I'm like, I don't think, maybe.
Does he give a third? If he gives a third, you just say yes.
So,
no matter what, dude.
Well,
no matter what, you're like, yes, I have. Oh, dude. Yes, dude. I think I follow you maybe. Like, oh my gosh, yes.
So I stayed strong for the first two. He was like, I really haven't seen these. I don't want to get follow-up questions, And so then the third one, he's like, have you seen a video? He's like the guy who loves his hometown or something like that. I was like,
I think I made that video.
I was like, yeah. In my head, I'm thinking like, that's a Trevor Wallace video. He's like, so that video is actually by Trevor Wallace, but I do stuff like that.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, okay, right on. No, okay, I get it then. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, totally.
That's funny.
This guy, he really did. He has. I looked him up later. He has like 1 million subscribers, so he is like famous,
Sure.
I guess. But I just had
That's
no
the crazy
idea.
thing about social media is you can have 1 million subscribers and
Never seen it.
you could walk into a room with 100 people and no one would know who you are.
Mhm.
You know.
So
that's-
yeah, there's all sorts of random people. I was like, I've seen you on TikTok or whatever.
That's great though. Like people kind of like low key plug in their own brand a little bit.
Oh yeah, he just couldn't let me leave without like acknowledging like, okay, you've made videos.
Yeah.
And of course, anyone else I talk to, because there's so many people who are at the show, so I'm trying to like just talk to people like, oh, what do you do? First 3 people I asked, same answer. I work at production. If anyone could tell me what in the world that means, because I would try to ask, and I still don't know what they do.
Yeah.
I work in production.
Ryan always says they work in finance. Like,
Yeah, they just throw acronyms at me. Well, I used to be a CPAT, and then I moved on.
I was in the AGT.
Yeah, I was doing. I'm like, America's Got Talent. No.
Actors Guild of Toronto.
I was doing DEA. Oh wow, FBI. You
No
did drug
way.
enforcement?
Yeah.
I love Breaking Bad. No, what?
Yeah, with
no,
Hank?
no. I did dancers, entertainers, and actors. Oh, okay, great.
Oh, very good.
Okay. And of course,
the
there for
lesser
a while.
known DEA.
Yeah.
DEA in California doesn't really exist. You know? That's wild.
So I have no idea what any of these people do, but they all work in production, and so I was like, okay, cool. But
You should be like, me too.
Oh.
And then there'd be no follow-up question because production is so randomly,
it was just very
Vague.
funny.
That's great. Did you get any sense, like whenever I went to that conference in Austin, Texas, every time I said anything about being from Kansas City, I feel like I got a little bit of judgment of like, oh, you're from the middle of
Yeah,
nowhere.
they kind of give like oh, okay, well, I'm sure that's fun.
Like there's no connection at all. To
They don't know what to say, and
Yeah.
they kind of treat you like it's like, I don't know, like, well, that's nice for you.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's great. I'm sure you would like
Like,
it.
oh, just a humble little place.
Aw.
That's cute.
Yeah.
And now at least we got Patrick Mahomes for somebody to say something nice about us.
Yeah, we have some sort of identity now.
Right. Anyway.
Um,
Okay. So what about those things that were on fire? Was that
what about? I mean,
what was that?
That's just like how they celebrate. Like when you like get bottle service, when you have a table, it's
Okay,
just
let's,
like
let's back up one. Bottle service in my head means somebody brings over some champagne. Is that what that means? Or does it mean like, hey, you just get whatever you want?
I think.
What is bottle service?
I mean, I've never
what,
ever
what,
placed
in your experience this past week, what was it?
I think Trey put in an order like, hey, let's get a couple nice like bottles of tequila.
Tequila.
And
okay.
now I guess if you buy something nice enough, maybe it goes in the category of bottle service.
Okay.
Like, okay, well, the bottle girls come out, make a big show of it,
and then they
celebrate.
bring it out, and then it's just you get those bottles like for
And
the
then,
rest of the night.
hey, I don't care.
Your
I don't know.
bottles.
They're your bottles.
Okay.
You do whatever you want with those
Because
bottles.
I hear bottle service, I just think of like Dom Perignon, like
Perignon.
champagne or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's whatever you want.
Yeah.
They're
Obviously, I've never done it
they're
before.
your own bottles.
I'm like, I'll be like, hey, the old fashioned actually doesn't have a price on it on the menu. Like, how much does that cost?
Yeah.
$13.50.
Whoa.
I was thinking more like 13, maybe. I'll give you $3.50 tip for it. I'll give you $3. Like,
I'll negotiate.
You know, like you're worried about stuff like that. I'm not.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think even if I'm super rich, I don't think I'll ever get bottle service.
Unless it's like chocolate milk.
Oh.
That I would be
If you
interested
get a keg of chocolate milk, keg of sea milk, yes, please. Make sure there's some cookies to go with it.
Oh yeah.
Fresh baked cookies and chocolate
Yes.
milk.
Just-
That's a party.
Just Toll House,
Sure.
just out of the oven, chocolate chip cookies
Yep.
and some brown milk.
Yes.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
I want some fully clothed women to bring that over to me on fire.
I genuinely, if you're listening to this, I want to know, is there anybody out there that would prefer tequila over chocolate milk and cookies? I want to know. I don't think anybody, if that's true themselves, would say yes. So let me know.
Let me know.
Because I think we could do something with that. Just turn it upside down. I mean, I'm not saying like I think it should be a cool atmosphere, club atmosphere like you're at, but just with chocolate milk
But
and
it's
cookies.
it's
Like still make it like sexy, but just like just chocolate milk and cookies.
Oh man.
CMC.
Something else happened that night at the bar, but I think I have to save it for Patreon. And you have my word. I will post a video talking about what happened to me.
Okay.
Sheltered kid got,
Oh wow.
got
Got a lawn sheltered.
to see something
The
that
roof
night.
came off.
Yeah. So that was fun.
I'll give a quick shout out to Patreon. This week, obviously, I'm not working much because of having a baby and delivering it myself and catching it and doing everything else with the Crisco. But shout out to Patreon. Shout out to the people that support us in any way, but specifically on Patreon because it just helps with paycheck in a way for us. So I don't have to worry as much about
That's a good point.
missing a week of work for this.
It's like, if nothing else, we do have Patreon.
We have Patreon that's like consistent money that we have been making because of your support. So thank you out there for anybody that's supporting us on Patreon. I had that thought earlier today and I was like, I'm going to say it on the podcast.
Good.
I don't feel pressure if you're not supporting us through that way. Listening to us is supporting us. So anyway, but people that do support us on Patreon, we appreciate it.
I made a video for Patreon like 2 nights ago in like the halls of this Vegas venue we're in. And I watched it back and I said, or 50 times.
Oh, wow.
I hated it. I was like, do I know how to speak?
I don't want you to ever point that out again because then I'll try to find how many times I say stuff like that. And it's terrible. Like I say like all the time and all that stuff. So let's not think about it anymore.
Oh, yeah. Once I noticed, I was like, this is rough. I'll just redo this some other time.
Oh, really? It was that bad?
Yeah. I didn't even post it. Yeah. I didn't even post it. It was too bad. But anyway,
that's funny.
Another part of after the Los Angeles show. Oh, so this was kind of fun. So in addition to everyone that Jack brought, Trey like sent in the group text like, hey, it's not sold out. So invite as many friends as you want. Deal. Okay. Next thing you know, I had 24 friends at the LA show.
No way.
They couldn't believe it.
You know 24 people in California?
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. So they all came. Josh and his wife came.
Okay.
It was awesome.
I did see that.
It was so good to see them. We got to talk a lot. That was so fun. So I got to see them. I mean, I'm just inviting everybody.
Josh is the kind of guy that would like to see CMC. Chocolate milk and cookies.
Oh,
don't you think?
Yeah.
He seems like he'd be way more up that alley.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
Especially if they juggle those kegs. Like, whoa.
I think I've seen him juggle milk jugs before.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was just so fun, just knowing that like, wow, someone who works for Netflix is out there. I have all these friends out there. Like, it was just such a fun show. It went well. Afterwards, I'm talking to so many friends, and I could see that there's a girl waiting to talk to me at the end. I'm like, this should be good. Always is when they wait for you.
Yeah. They were wanting unlimited time.
I'm not going to make any
assumptions.
I'm not going to draw any conclusions. I'm just going to give you the facts. So she comes up right away and she was like, I should be in the emergency room right now. I said, okay.
That's an attention grabbing statement right there.
Yeah, you should work for BuzzFeed because I want to read the rest of the article now.
You won't believe why I should be in
my jaw was dropped. It was unattached, actually. That's why I needed to go.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh. How come? She's like, I was discombobulated. I was like, huh? She's like, but I came to your show anyway. And I'll tell you, I feel so much better now. What? I don't know. She powered through the conversation that I couldn't really answer any questions, just on to the next. I mean, she's telling me all sorts of things. Like, it wouldn't be my first time in the emergency room. I've been in the emergency room countless times. Actually, I almost took someone to the emergency room on the way here. I see this guy. He's laying in the street. I go call the ambulance. They finally come. They didn't want to come for a while. They get there. They say, oh, this is the guy from last time. So I'm just hearing all these stories. I'm like,
she has my on speed dial. Like,
yeah, it was just, this story goes on for like, I've never been cornered like this in my life. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, probably up to 12, 13 minutes.
The times that you do get kicked out, you're like, I'm trying to stay. The times that you don't, it's like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we were outdoors. So
of course,
sky's
California.
the limit.
Yeah.
I just can't emphasize enough just like how cornered I felt and how I could not escape this conversation.
Okay.
Eventually, I'm like, all right, well, this is fun. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to get out of here, and she's like, before you go, can you take a look? Can you fix my phone? Okay, we can do phone repair. So
is this one of the girls that got a free ticket from you? Like she's homeless or something? She's like, I was discombobulated, AKA didn't have a home.
She pulls her phone out and it's just like cracked. And so I'm like, I don't know how to fix like a cracked screen.
You don't have your screen crack.
Wish I did.
Kit.
Yeah. I packed the wrong, bag.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I can't fix that. She's like, well, while I have you, I think there's something wrong with my Instagram DMs.
Oh.
And it wasn't like a pickup line. She just legitimately thinks that there's something wrong with her Instagram.
Oh, really?
She's like, I DM people all day long. All day long I DM people. They never DM me back. Oh. And she's like, I think something's wrong. Can you take a look at it? So I'm like, all right. And so I look and she's only DMing celebrities. And so I'm like, I mean, these people just have a lot of followers, so they probably don't see it. She's like, no, I think something's wrong with the DMs. Cause I hear people talking about like, I've been getting DMs. I'm not getting DMs.
I'm not getting a single one back. From Kanye, from Kim.
Not even Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw won't even send it back.
Yes. And so it was just like, I don't know what's happening. I feel for this woman. I don't know exactly what's going on. I just remembered that I did take a little video to send Rachel like, hey, sorry, couldn't text you for a while. This was happening. I don't even remember what this woman says in this video. We're just going to play it and see what she's talking about.
Agree? Because I said, I'm so desperate to get you out of the street, I'll carry you myself. And he wouldn't allow it. And then when the gurney showed up, when the ambulance came with the gurney, he wouldn't let me or anybody else get him on the gurney. And so I had to take this man's life into my hands. And, basically with Holy Spirit, we got him on the gurney and we threw him in the ambulance and we sent him off. But that's how big a hero I am. That on the road to your show, I see.
Good job, Jake. Way to actively listen there.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I just get like one word in every 30 seconds. Whoa. Oh, it was brutal. It was so fun. Gosh. Not at all, but yeah.
How long do you think that? You think 20 minutes?
I think 15 probably. Just 15 of just mainly her filibustering at me and just every now and then, all right. And she's powering through the all rights.
Whoa. Yeah. All right. Yeah. There's no social cue at that point.
No.
That's tough. I mean, but for every one person like that, you got 400 people.
That's the thing.
Just pleasant as heck.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a complaint. It's just like, this is different.
It was like, what's going on here?
Everyone else is great. Boston show was really fun. We did 2 kind of in Boston. We had ghosties come back-to-back shows. They came in Providence and they came in Medford, which is outside of Boston. Like Celia and her crew.
Yeah.
She gave me puppet chow, which was great because right before the trip, Rachel gave me puppet chow. And right when I finished that bag, Celia gave me like 2 brand new bags. So my bag smells a lot like puppet chow and I ate good.
That's nice.
Last week.
Yeah. You're like, it's puppy chow, I swear.
Yeah.
TSH.
It's all over your nose, dude.
Where you been? California. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
DEA, huh? Yeah, sure.
Vibes are up. Sure. Bathroom. The cool guy Sammy got to come to a show because he moved back to Boston.
Right.
Which was really fun. I learned afterwards that he was a part of the show in multiple ways. Not only was he a part of Trey's crowd work because he met his fiance on Facebook. And Trey was like, do we have any online couples?
That's true?
I guess so.
Really? I think they like know each other since high school. Whatever.
Maybe Facebook.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. You don't hear about people these days meeting on Facebook.
And so Trey was like roasting him. I was like, you guys met on Facebook. What are y'all doing on Facebook? I learned after the show, Sammy's like, that was me. That was me he was talking to. And then Sammy also was like, dude, you remember when you were talking about Kansas City and someone was clapping? I was like, yeah. He's like, that was me too. I was like, oh. So I know I sent you this video, but I'm going to play it for everyone. This is Sammy clapping by himself during the setup of a joke. I don't know how they do it up here, but in Kansas City where I live, my first time went a little something like this. I remember, yeah. Geography, it's wild, huh?
Geography, it's wild, huh?
Yeah, I thought he was just clapping for
loser.
Yeah, cities.
Thanks for supporting me. No, dude, Sammy. God loves Sammy, dude.
Like, it was so good to see him. We hugged multiple times. He told me how much he misses Kansas City. And
he's coming back.
He's going to be here
April,
soon.
Yeah.
He was also so fired up because he was at Topgolf the night that we met Rachel. Like he was there with us that night.
Yes, dude.
And so he was so excited about that and made me more excited, quite honestly.
That's crazy to think about. Was it just the 3 of us?
I think it might have been.
That's fun.
Just us 3. And I connected the ghosties. I was like, you guys, this is cool guy Sammy. Yeah. And so they went and got, like Celia got a picture of cool guy Sammy. And he was like, this is weird.
That's what's always fun about the celebrity on celebrity kind of thing. Like,
yeah, they're like, you're attached.
You're a character of the show.
Oh, I'll get an autograph.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's fun to see old Sammy.
Oh.
And then Providence.
Yeah, Providence. What did I write down on my notes? Providence was like my favorite show maybe I've ever done. I wrote down on my notes, Providence, unbelievably loud. So, I remember having the thought while I was on stage, I was like, oh, I wish this was the special. I wish this was the one being filmed. They wouldn't let me film that show.
Oh, really?
So that was a bummer.
Interesting.
But I just remember the crowd work I did, just the guy said he worked in strategy and it was so vague that I just went off on him for a while, just making fun of him and just like, oh, what do you work in? Business, you work in sales, office money.
Strategy.
Yeah, strategy. And so
like big fan of Risk, Settlers of Catan. Yeah.
So honestly, I don't have much written in my like little journal of the comedy show. I guess it was just everyone was just feeling it.
What you kind of alluded something earlier. You're like, I took your advice on something, and then
the advice was just like probably a month ago. You're like, I would challenge you to like do more crowd work or whatever, and like see how long you can go.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's
and so I've kind of been doing that, like just asking people weird questions that I don't
push
really
the envelope
ask.
a little bit
yeah,
farther.
I'm just like, okay, well, so wait, how do you guys know each other?
Right.
And it's like hopefully,
Oh yeah,
something funny.
That's your secret sauce. Like everybody can write not anybody, but like people can write scripts, but you can do other things more than that. So,
yeah,
yeah,
it was fun. So,
Okay. Gotcha.
And every now and then you don't get an answer. Like 2 nights ago in Vegas, the guy's a surgeon. I'm like, okay, great. What's like, you have like a favorite body part to operate on? And he was like, knees.
Okay.
I was like, all right, cool. Where are you from?
Patella me more. Huh?
Dang it.
for next time.
I need you side stage.
Yeah.
I can be like, line?
Patella. That'd be hilarious, dude. I would love to like
Tell me more.
I would love to like have like an earpiece and just everyone's wrong. Patella.
Just in my ear.
Just like
You're saying
searching
buzzwords.
searching knee surgeon, ACL. Austin city limits. You're in Austin. Say something about ACL.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Something like that. That'd be pretty fun. Just
When
have
did
like a little punchline guy.
I tried to do some little pun like that, and
They're risky.
yeah, people
Either
put
grown.
them in the category of dad jokes.
Yeah, totally.
I put this
But
on.
when it's so quick, that's what it's.
I
It's
know.
not a dad joke. It's funny.
It's just like wordplay. Like I think I posted this to Patreon. I haven't put it on Instagram or anything yet, but the guy met his wife at a gas station.
Yes.
And so almost immediately I was just like, you got to be careful meeting at a gas station. You don't want to have too many sparks.
Right.
And I kind of got like half laugh, half groan from the audience. Like, oh, but it's like,
but it's like, guys, we didn't plan this.
Yeah, like,
if you had written that joke into your set, grow.
then it's like, okay, that's not like
yeah,
an
sparks
original.
flew.
Yeah. It's like, it's been like 2 seconds since I learned this.
Right.
So yeah, the puns are not as appreciated as I would hope because that's such an easy thing to do.
Didn't you have another punchline on top of that though? That was also kind of punny and really funny?
Yeah, people love the innuendos, which I don't want to go there. I don't want that to be the joke, but yeah. So, and that's why I haven't posted. I'm like, is this too inappropriate to put online for my brand? I don't know.
Sure.
But they loved it. I got like 3 applause breaks that night for the most ridiculous stuff. So, because the other part, a guy, which I'll post this too, I was like, I'm from Southwest Missouri. And as soon as I said that, a really drunk guy in the front row goes, Springfield. And so I didn't acknowledge it. And then later it's completely silent. And he goes, Bass Pro Shop was originated in Springfield or something. So I was like, well, I have to address it now. I was like, what'd you say? And he says it again. I'm like, that's a good fun fact.
Yeah.
I was kind of like,
right.
I've had a lot of hecklers. I've never just had the fun fact guy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and we were doing a show in Boston. I was like, but you come around Harvard, that's what you'd expect. And then people just lost it at that. I was like,
really?
Oh,
For fun facts?
all right.
Just-
At me just comparing it to Harvard, just being nearby Harvard.
Yeah.
They're like
people.
yeah, that's us. He
Harvard!
knows us.
Yeah.
He knows us.
Duncan at Harvard. Matt Damon. That's
Matt-
fun.
Okay, let me get into some of the stories. Those weren't really the stories. Sorry.
Oh, great.
All right. 2 days ago in Las Vegas, we get there. Trey has a relationship with Red Rocks Casino and Resort. He's been doing brand deals for him for years. Trey always does like a boys trip, so they hook him and all of his boys up with the boys. This week, it was kind of paired with our show in Vegas, so it was really fun. So we get comped rooms. We performed there.
Bottle service.
Performed in a ballroom, which was a little different.
I saw that. It looked like a conference room or something.
Yeah,
almost.
it was like where I might have had prom or
Sure.
a TED Talk would go.
Yeah.
But it was fun. They were a loud crowd. They were good. It just had a little different look to it.
Sure.
So we got a $75 per diem. Sorry, this is not the actual story. I'm just setting some context. $75 per diem. For the life of me, I could not figure out how to spend it because they have a food court at this hotel. It was awesome. So I go to Panda Express.
Yeah.
And, when in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, it's got to take a bite. Orange chicken, chow mein.
Right.
And can I charge this to the room? Girl just laughs at me. She's like, I was like, okay. So
I don't.
yeah, it was just so I never spent a dime of it. I couldn't redeem it in chips.
So wait. What happened there?
So I just had to pay with my credit card.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So
I thought she was like, yeah, of course you can. Like that's what the laugh signified to me.
no, yeah. So it was like I don't know where you have to go. Maybe you have to go to like one of the steak dinner places, but it was just so funny. They're
or
like, you want to charge Panda to your room? I was like, yeah. This is just the beginning, lady.
It's a per diem, not a pan diem. Okay. You couldn't have. It wasn't a casino.
No, it was. It was just like
Could
kind
you
of
use it there?
No, I tried. They wouldn't let me
okay.
use that either.
They laughed in your face too.
Yeah, it was just like I just felt
You're
like
I'm used to getting laughed at, but not outside the comedy show.
it was so hard to figure out how to spend this money. So never spent it. That was a bummer. But
Oh wow, that would drive me crazy.
it's like $75.
Yeah.
How do I get this? But the resort was awesome. It was great. It was a lot of fun. What was interesting about the show was this is like I said, a ballroom. So there's not like back hallways. There's not a green room. It's just the hotel. Just walk through the hotel hallways to get to the ballroom.
So you're just hanging out right by the stage the whole time?
So there was kind of a room we could go into, but as far as like entering the ballroom,
yeah.
Like I need to go back and shower after sound check. So I'm in my room. It's 7:45. I'm like, all right, time to go to the show. And so I'm just walking in with everybody. Like, this is kind of fun, but also I didn't do this on purpose. I'm going through security. They're like, you know, doing like the metal detector stuff. And then I'm like, and the guy's like, you don't have a ticket? Also, you cannot bring this camera in. I'm like, hey, sorry, I don't have any kind of like badge or anything, but like I'm in the show tonight. Like, I'm one of the performers. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna have you stand over here. And he comes and talks to me. I'm like, I don't know if you have like a run of show or anything, but like, I'll show you my ID. Like, my name is the same guy who goes on at 8:20. You know, it's like, or, you know, like, I have a picture with me and Trey last night, or, you know what, trying to show him anything. He's like,
that could be Photoshop, buddy.
Let me talk to somebody. In the meantime, people are coming in. They're asking for pictures. They recognize me.
Oh, really?
So while, I kid you not, I am talking to a security officer being like, we performed last night in Los Angeles. Like, I could show, hey, thank you guys. Yeah. Oh, jean shorts. Hey, you like jean shorts? Take a picture real quick. And I'm like, I literally signed an autograph while talking to these people.
Trying to validate.
Yeah, like while trying to perform. And it wasn't like frustrating. I wasn't like running late or anything. It was just like, this is awesome. This is kind of funny that this is
the
like
irony of like, I don't know if I believe you, but 50 other people are recognizing you and saying that you're this guy.
And it was just kind of fun. It was like, this is a fun point to be in my career where like, I am by no means recognizable to the normal person. It's like, yeah, why would security know who I am? It's kind of fun. Like, not getting recognized, not getting stopped in public. It's just like having to convince someone, no, I am performing. And like, I'm sure you are. Sure you are. But there's still enough people who are watching what you're doing.
In those hemmed up pants?
In those 32s? Likely.
That's great.
So out of the golf course yesterday in Las Vegas, and my flight gets canceled. I was supposed to fly home at 8 p.m. I'd already checked out of my hotel room. So I was like, oh, bummer. Southwest is usually pretty dependable. They were having like a lot of outages company-wide, I guess. So I'm like, all right, I'll handle that when I get back to the hotel. And trying to find like a flight to get back on Southwest. I mean, you can't even really get on their website. There's so much going on. Yeah,
didn't you say that was the issue potentially?
Yeah, some sort of outage. Also, golf was really fun. The only interesting part was like when you went to pay for something with the golf like cart girl or whatever, she didn't have a credit card machine on her. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna have to go run this at the pro shop and you just pick it up later. I was like, all right, great.
The credit
no
card?
worries. Yeah. Like, no worries. Anyway, golf is over. I'm back at the hotel. I'm trying to find a flight. It doesn't look like anything's gonna fly out that night. So I'm like, all right, fly out in the morning and I will try to get a new hotel. So I go into VIP services because that's where we've been operating out of.
Sure.
I was like, hey, here's the situation. I don't know how our original rooms were paid for, but like, can I get another room? She's like, okay, we're going to need to talk to like the booking manager. This could take a couple minutes or hours. I was like, oh, which one is it?
Well, a couple minutes is like Panda Express chow mein.
Yeah.
A couple hours is like, I might need to book a massage or something with my $75 per diem.
Yeah. And so she's like, all right, okay, probably more like a couple hours. I'm like, all right. So I go up into like Alan's room,
he's still there at least?
Yeah. So that was good. And then I'm trying to find flights. I'm trying to organize all this. It's been forever. It's like, I'm going to go back down and talk to her again. She's like, you need to go talk to Anastasia. Go to the front desk. They don't know where Anastasia is. I'm like, can I just get a room? She's like, you know what? Why don't you just pay for it for now? And then if we get back and like learn that it's comped, then you'll get reimbursed. I'm like, good enough. That's great.
Sure. Let me get my credit card out.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? That's great. I just want to shower. I haven't eaten really.
Yeah.
Because pro shop at the golf course, we got hot dogs, we got bratwurst, we got barbecue pork sandwiches. I'll take
No. You got any Lay's barbecue chips or anything?
I'll take a Snickers and a Powerade, please. So I was so hungry. I want to shower. I'm like, I'll just take the room. Great. You have a credit card? Yeah, of course.
Sure, yeah, always. I'm not an idiot.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I left my credit card at the golf course. So I have no credit card. I have no hotel room.
And the golf course isn't close.
No, so the credit card's gone. And I have no flight to get home. I'm like, God, this sucks.
You're homeless. Like you're like, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah. So
just like not having a place to be, like a home.
But it was honestly fine. I never really got too stressed because I didn't have anything to come back to. It was like, well, I mean, there's worse places to be stranded in.
Sure.
I got Panda Express.
Yeah. What else?
Right over there.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Right.
So that was just like, man, a lot of stuff happening right now.
But freaking monium.
Luckily, I was able to book a Spirit Airlines flight.
God bless them.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, that's when you see the only option is Spirit, you say, "Goodness gracious, that's great." Thank you, Spirit.
It was like one of the only direct flights.
Never flown Spirit before.
So I haven't flown it that much either. Maybe once or twice. Obviously, it has a stereotype, but I went into it with like, "Hey, I'm excited. I get to get home at a decent hour today. It's gonna be great."
I love it. I would be the same way. I'm like, I'm sure that there's been lots of bad experiences, but all it takes is one good experience on Spirit Airlines for me.
Totally.
So it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
How bad can it be?
It was like first flight in the morning. A lot of people complain about delays. I'm like, they can't be delayed first thing, They can't lose my bag. It's like a direct flight.
Sure.
And so, I'm excited. Right away, I can't really tell where, like, I can self-tag my bag, but I cannot tell at all where to drop it eventually. So I talked to a guy.
And you're checking your bag?
My golf clubs.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
And he works for Spirit Airlines in Las Vegas. And I'm like, hey, do you know where to check my bags? He goes, English no good for me. Hey,
okay,
fair enough. Plenty of languages that are no good for me.
Right, yeah, that's fair.
So no worries.
Vegas, they got the Eiffel Tower there. They got Taj Mahal.
Yes, I was like, that was just a funny answer. Like, no, now I know. I'll ask someone else. So, I'm trying to talk to this other woman. She's like, let me get you situated. She's like, who you should go talk to. Points back to that guy. No English, no good for me. I'm like, hey,
this guy, he knows what he's doing.
She said, you would know where to take my golf clubs. He's like, yeah, let me take it from you. Really nice guy. But he's holding them by the wrong way. Like my clubs are down and he's just dragging them across the floor.
Like the clubs are like kind of falling out?
I mean, they're in a bag, but he's definitely like kind of dumping them out in the bag. And like he's holding my bag by the wheels. And it was like, maybe, the other side,
Yeah, that guy's the baggage expert though, I promise.
Go talk to him.
Yeah, no doubt.
So he's just dragging my clubs.
No matter what kind of luggage it is, if you see the wheels, the wheels are supposed to be on the bottom.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, this is a funny start to Spirit Airlines. So then I go through security. It's fine. Every now and then, sometimes your bag will be like pulled back because there's something suspicious inside of it. They pulled back the white powder all over your bag. They pulled back my laptop in a bin by itself. I was like, oh, interesting. What could possibly be suspicious in here? And he's like, this is your laptop? And I was like, pretty sure. And he's like, we didn't get a picture for it. I was like, oh, what's that mean? He goes, there's no imaging. I was like,
yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So another word for picture, there's no photo. We didn't get a image.
I was like, no, I hear you. Totally.
We couldn't snapshot that thing.
Couldn't, yeah.
Okay.
The shutter didn't go down. We didn't capture the light that was flecting off of it. Yep. So we, no image.
Yep. The ISO was off. So
like, great. So finally get it. And
they just run it through again?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. It was totally fine. So then I have a little bit of time. I'm like, my flight boards in like 5 minutes. The Jamba Juice line is a little long, but it's moving fast. I got time.
Go Jamba.
And I go to Jamba. I get my strawberry surf rider. I'm just kidding. I don't think I've ever ordered from Jamba Juice before in my life, but boy, did I hit the spot.
Is that what you got though?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's the most Jake Triplett sounding Jamba Juice order I've ever heard. What is it? Just strawberry, basically?
There were a lot of fruits involved. There was mango. There was white grape.
Oh.
There was some lime. Yeah, there was a banana in there. Lime something. There was something like lime with the front. Like, really, you can make lime out of that. What was it? Dang it. Either way, it was good.
Milk?
Yeah.
Lime milk.
It's like, oh, okay.
All right, good for you.
Anyway, good drink. I mean, almost as soon as I get my drink and get my bag, over the entire, I'm not near my gate.
Oh, no.
Out of the entire airport loudspeakers, this is final boarding call for flight 490 to Kansas City on Spirit Airlines. I'm like, right now? I've never been this late to where they're announcing it to the entire airplane.
Did they say your name yet?
They didn't say my name.
Okay.
They said final boarding call.
You're in big trouble.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I haven't had to run in an airport in a while. And this feels like, this is not even jog. This is like, final boarding call. I don't know how far A12 is. So I have to run. Of course, the escalator things aren't working. So I got to go around. I got to just, I'm running. instantly just so sweaty.
Yeah, of course.
Strawberry surf rider was spilling out the top.
And you had your backpack sloshing. That's the worst part. I've had to run a few times and it's just the backpack has no control. It's just like, zoom, 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 zoom. It makes it so much harder to hustle. Yes, and you got your Jamba?
Yeah, so
you stay true. You didn't throw that away.
No, I had the Jamba.
I spent too much money on this thing.
Yeah, so I had the Jamba backpack, rolling bag. We're moving. We are running through this airport. A12, I could see it. It is at the back. It's like the furthest gate.
Of course,
which
it
like
always is.
When you're running late, it is.
No, I don't know if I've ever not had like the most inconvenient gate every single time. It's like, how do you get that gate?
Yeah, where are you flying to?
Yeah.
To get these close gates?
El Paso?
Maybe.
Golly. Okay, so you're hustling to A12.
So actually, that just reminded me, an inside joke Rachel and I have is the phrase "just my luck." One time, Rachel was at a coffee shop and she saw a girl. She was leaving Pilgrim Coffee. She spills her sandwich. It's in like a to-go box. It spills out of the box. The box lands on the ground, like box up, like how it should be opened up. The sandwich falls back into it, and like closes almost. And so Rachel it was like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
She's like, that was incredible. I can't believe I saw it. That was awesome. And the girl who spilled it goes, just my luck. So we're like, I don't know.
Nothing happened, even though something happened.
That's your luck, or do you just not know how to use this phrase? Is English no good for you? You know, I don't know. So we just thought that was so funny. So now we just say that for anything. But
I love it.
Just my luck.
I have a story about just my luck after this.
Fun.
Yeah.
I get to the gate / casino because it's Vegas.
Yeah.
And dude, there was a line of 40 people in line. I was like, I get in line, I'm sweaty, I'm checking my Apple Watch, like seeing how high my heart rate is.
You locked.
Yeah. And while I'm there, they make the announcement again. I'm like, you are freaking people out. Stop doing this.
Interesting.
I was so far from being final boarding call. And I was like, yeah, we have like 30 minutes till the flight leaves. I knew I was fine. This is so dumb.
Did anybody else have like a similar situation?
No one else was running. I wanted someone else to like run in behind me.
And,
so like, that was annoying.
Like, what was that about?
Yeah.
How do they do it with Spirit? Do they have like ABC, kind of like Southwest?
I wasn't there in time for that. By the time I got there, we were just all online. So I don't know. And even on my boarding pass, I guess I can look right now. I don't think it said anything like zones or anything. Oh, I was zone 1. Oh, I missed that.
Well, you never know what that means these days.
Yeah, main
it might
cabin
be the last one. Yeah.
So then it's not over. I get in the airplane and they make an announcement. They say, guys, we are very excited today. This is the crew's inaugural flight. So I'm like,
you announced at the end.
Yeah.
That's
So like,
that seems like something you would
give
do.
it up for the crew.
That's an April Fool's joke right there. That's like something you would do April 1st, not April 3rd.
So I think now, knowing what I know now, I think it was just
clapping.
I think it was just the flight attendants.
Sure.
After a bit more context, because they did eventually introduce them, and they never introduced the pilots. They just introduced like I guess that is the crew, you know. But there for a while, I was like, no. After everything else I've been through, Spirit, don't give me the new pilots.
That also, if that's true, that the entire crew was brand new, that's a terrible system.
I mean, maybe have a veteran in there.
Yeah,
you know?
like maybe sprinkle a new guy in there, and have the other people be like, so generally, this is how much can you need of each soda, you know, when you're pouring, you know, all that. Yeah, to just be like, hey, let's get 5 new people in there and see how they do.
Just see.
Yeah.
Let's just see.
Let's just see. Oh man.
Towards the end of the flight, I am woken up by the woman sitting next to me who says, "Hey, can you do you mind opening your window?" Like I was asleep with the lights off, essentially. Comes into my room, says, "Hey, can you wake up and turn the lights on?"
Yeah.
Do you mind opening the window? I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Oh gosh.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Anything you want
And
at
so,
this point. Yeah.
all of a sudden, I feel like I'm going to throw up. Not really, but and she was like, "Sorry, I had a crazy night last night." And then me just matching. I was like, me too. I don't know why I said that, but I did.
You felt like you needed to like.
I just wanted to be there for her in this moment. I just feel like I couldn't not sympathize.
Oh,
so
no.
I just go, I know what you mean.
Totally like, yeah, my flight got canceled and like it was like 2 or 3 minutes or 2 or 3 hours. Like,
and then next thing I know, no credit card.
Yeah.
So, so that's how. So now I'm awake for like the last 30 minutes or so.
What do you do as the person that knows that the person next to you is potentially going to throw up, but not? Like are you
start paying attention to little movements?
Yeah, I was going to say, are you ignoring it? Are you kind of like staring at her? Are you trying to have like conversation, like mind over matter at this point?
I probably could have been better about talking to her.
Like you know that gif of that little black kid where he's like just like his eyes. That's what I would be doing the whole time. I'd be just like.
I think I just didn't want to take a chance on annoying her. So it's like I'm just going to let her do her routine. Anti-vom routine, and just kind of like paying attention if things are about to go bad.
Okay.
Well, I'm awake, or else I would have missed this part where the new flight attendant goes, "All right, everyone, it is time." You guys know on Spirit Airlines, we like to have some fun. So maybe this is a normal thing. I don't know, but like, we're going to be doing some in-flight yoga. And I was like, oh boy, this is going to help the puke come out. She goes, all right, everyone. So if you want to play along, I need everyone to raise their arms up right now. I'm looking around and so many people are doing it. I'm like, I am shocked. You guys are so cooperative. Like, we're going to move our arms to the left now. And now I'm like, something's up. Like, something's going on here. We're going to move our arms to the right now. Now we're going to bend down and touch our toes and pick up any trash that we see down there. Like, all right, probably just learned that in flight attendant school.
Yeah.
It's going to wear off
People
in a month.
will love this one. Trust us. The old 9 o'clock first flight in the morning, they're going to love it.
They're going to love it. So that happens. I'm like, wow, this has been such an experience.
So did at the second little instruction, did you start doing it with them?
Absolutely not.
No,
dude. I was just in there just like trying to go back to sleep, but thinking about this girl's tum next to me.
Did Tummy Girl do it?
No, she also did not cooperate. We stood together in solidarity against the in-flight yoga. I knew something was up.
Yeah.
And then just one last thing to top it off, which I was kind of in and out of sleep with this. Like, honestly, when I saw it in my notes, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that because I was barely like cognizant for it. They use this flight. I would like to hear anyone else's experience. Like, is this normal? You know, like a timeshare meeting, like, oh, once we have you, like now we're going to take advantage. It was honestly like, all right, we got 200 people in a confined space. They can't go anywhere. They tried to sell us all Spirit credit cards. Like this woman would go row to row and ask if we were interested in the Spirit credit card. I could not believe this was taking place.
That's very like, there's an airline in like in Europe called Ryanair. It's the same thing. Like they're just like
budget
nickel
airline.
and dime the heck out of you.
Yeah.
Like anything, like, did they give you anything for free? Did they give you drinks or anything like that?
I was asleep, but I never saw a drink card or anything.
Okay. Because usually, like with that one, it would be like we charge you,
have to pay for the drinks.
They were going to try to charge people to go to the bathroom at one point.
No.
Yeah.
That seems criminal.
Yes, I think that's why they didn't end up doing it. But
that's amazing.
Yeah. So you had to like verbally deny this credit card.
Yeah, I just kind of waved. It's like, I'm good. I just could I wanted to have such a good experience with Spirit Airlines, and just any one of those things would have been like, that's kind of crazy. And they all happened this morning. That happened today.
I love the brand new crew thing because that to me just. Surely that's not true. Surely no company is that dumb to be like, let's just throw a bunch of new people in together.
Dude, yeah.
It's like a pledge class. Like that's wild. Okay, so
it was just quite the experience. It was fun.
I mean, that sounds like quite the experience, but it doesn't sound like if you're in a bind again, I'd still do it. Right?
That's the thing. I mean, I think people with our personalities are like, that was fine. That was a good story. That's fun. And I have all my stuff. I got here on time. Like,
right.
Who am I to complain? Like they provided the task that I paid them to do, so
right. It
was fine. I think
no vomit.
I was proud of her. She held it together. She got a little lost trying to leave. I noticed that she did not go. Yeah, I don't know where she was going.
What was the flight like from LA to Vegas? I feel like when I flew to Vegas,
it was so quick.
Oh, it was? Okay. When I flew to Vegas from Kansas City, it was like the most annoyingly, like everyone was so excited to be going to Vegas.
Oh, really?
And it was turnt, dude. It was like, it was like, I do not like loud people on airplanes. Like people that scream on airplanes, no fun.
I probably wouldn't like anyone screaming indoors.
Yeah.
For anything, unless it's a sports game.
Especially when it's like, you're like in a confined space, so they're screaming even louder. It felt like, like they were ready to like have a bachelorette party or something. And everyone was just like, not everyone, it was like a group of like 10 people that were just so loud and so inebriated. And it was like, this stinks. And I hear that's like more normal than you think, like going to Vegas. So,
really?
But
not that I can remember. I mean, nothing stands out. I don't really remember that flight. I think I just fell asleep, took a little nap.
Wow.
It was fine.
Okay. Just my luck. I have something for just my luck.
Oh yeah.
Then genuinely, I don't know if this is terrible or lucky. Also, do you have, can I get a computer charge?
Yeah.
Can I get a bump of charge? So this is something that got left out of the birth story because it's like, well, that was not very, important compared to everything else. But so I ended up going to breakfast with Clifton that morning, Tuesday morning, 15 minutes late, but he was cool with it. And I was like, I texted him, I was like, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late. I have to do some stuff with my kids. And so he gets there and he's like, yeah, I heard you had to do some stuff with your kids. I totally never have heard that before. I've never experienced that excuse before, something like that. And I was like, yeah, kind of crazy excuse. I think Kathryn might have had her water broke. Anyway, so we get our food, we're sitting down and he sits like if you know McLean's, there's like to the right, like of where you order, there's like that main area where people sit and there's like a booth kind of thing on the wall. And then there's a table and then there's like 3 chairs. So he sits on the booth and I'm getting ready to sit on the chairs. And McLean's it's like an old mechanic shop that they like renovated in this restaurant. And so this area has a little bit of a slope down to it, like in the floor, because I think like there's a drain, and you know how like you need a slope to like have the water drain or whatever. And so I saw that this chair was kind of leaning a little bit. Like I would say it's, 12.5 degrees or so. And I was like, that's just probably because of the floor thing. And so literally like we're getting our food, we're getting ready to sit down, and I'm like, so you guys just went on vacation recently, right? And I go down to sit down, and the chair, the leg just snaps off of it, and I just eat it on the ground. Like, I mean, just like.
Oh no, dude.
And it's like that is an overweight person's like nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no. And so it's like immediately I like tried to make light of it. I was like, get up as quick as you can. And I swear it took me 8 seconds to get up.
Oh no.
It was like multiple like get up and like kind of slip or something on the like my leg was like stuck in the leg of the chair or something. And the whole restaurant goes like silent. Like it's and I'm not hurt at all. It's not that big. It's like more of just like, that's kind of embarrassing. And this worker comes up to me like, I'm so sorry. Like so many of these chairs have broken. These are the worst chairs. And if I would have been thinking a little bit quicker, I would have been like, I know somebody that makes really high quality chairs.
Patella.
But anyway, it was just like one of those things where I was like, it's fine. No big deal. And then let's say 15 minutes later, the manager comes by like, are you doing okay? I'm like, I'm totally fine. No big deal. She gives me a $25 gift card. Just my luck. I'm like, I'll break chairs all day for 25. I'm going to jump on them from now on.
Yeah. This is your new like Amazon review or whatever
exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
So, break chairs all day.
It was one of those things where it was like
a big day for you.
Yeah. Any other day that would have been number one story out of my mouth. And now it's like, oh, I forgot about that. So broke a chair, had a baby. Anyway,
that's amazing.
Just kind of it's not a feeling that I hope anybody else experiences in public is falling in a chair, no matter where you are, is just a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
Especially when you break the chair.
Yeah.
And of course, Clifton was like so nice. He's like, dude, are you okay? Are you fine? Like, and I'm like, I'm fine. I didn't like break my leg on this thing or anything. But anyway, it's just falling in general is like probably the funniest thing to me. Like if I see somebody else have like a physical fail, like falling somehow, but I also feel bad for them. Like it's like one of those things where it's like it's so funny to me because it's so uncomfortable to me. So
well, looking forward to you falling again when you have to take a charge this basketball season.
Absolutely,
that'll be fun.
I've been watching all these basketball games, being like, that almost looks like it hurts them, and they do it all the time. So how am I supposed to do this without getting concussed? So
looking forward to it.
Maybe I'll just find somebody on the other team and be like, hey, just run at me as fast as you can. I promise I'll just stand there.
Yeah. And like,
it'll be fun for
I
you.
talked to the ref. He knows.
Yeah. Anyway.
I texted the Gene Shorts group chat so we were so excited about or at least I was excited when we made a video called like the woke coach. I thought the punchlines really good. I thought it was a great video. That was where I wore Rachel's leggings and it flopped pretty much everywhere. We couldn't get it to take off on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, until yesterday. Some like
Turning Point USA is what it's called.
Okay, yeah.
I
never heard of it.
It's like a bigger deal than you probably think.
Okay.
I looked it up. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah. So 1.7 million. They reposted it, and now all these other accounts are like posting the video.
Oh, really?
But they're not reposting on our story. They're just like downloading it and uploading it as their own video.
Sure, and like tagging us maybe sometimes.
Well, sometimes they're not even. So kind of a bummer, but also just kind of funny that for the right audience.
Right.
And these accounts are not comedy accounts, so the comments are amazing.
Oh, I bet.
The comments are, they're just like, is this guy wearing those skinny tight pants to be funny? Probably not.
That's the thing is they can't ever, like some people are like, I can't tell what side they're on in these jokes. Yeah. If you don't know, like Turning Point USA, there's a guy named Charlie Kirk who's pretty popular. I looked him up. He's like the 14th biggest podcaster in the political area.
Okay.
So
Charlie.
He's pretty big, and that's like his kind of organization or something like that. So very conservative though, for sure.
Yeah.
But that was funny, whatever. Because I saw that and I texted Kathryn. She was like, that's amazing. You know,
Really?
like Kathryn, of course, knows it and everything. But
just kind of funny. But a video that did take off, Shelter Kid.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ghosties, for helping write that video. The comments were awesome. And it was kind of fun for me. I'm sure you felt this way too with like, I was trying to think, I was like, what would that video for Brad be? Maybe the minivans video. Like you had the idea for that video, you wrote that video, and then you shot it with Derek.
Was it just you two?
And so that was the same thing with me and
it's kind of fun with just Derek.
I liked it too. Yeah.
It's a little more relaxed, a little more like I have my own freedom and liberty here, like whatever I want to do here.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Wednesday was a really fun day. So we shot that, and then Derek had it posted like the next day. And then also that day, I got to direct like the girls' channel. Like Trey was out of town, Brad was busy doing something. I
Yeah.
don't know what. Puddle
Some
City.
excuse, yeah.
And so it was just me and the girls. And I had a lot of fun doing that, kind of directing them and coaching them up and telling them basically what I had written and just like, all right, we think that a girl would do this. That sounds right,
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
it?
You gotta kind of get confirmation from them.
That's a thing you would do, right?
Yeah. So what are the videos?
The video we shot that day was different types of girls around guys.
Okay.
And so there were certain ones that were just like, wow, we need to tap in more to this character. Like, that's so funny.
Yeah. I'm sure that's half the battle right now is figuring out what kind of characters they're comfortable with. Just
exactly.
like you and me, like that took us a while to figure out, like, okay, Brad's more of this kind of guy. Jake's more kind of this kind of guy.
Exactly. I'm still figuring it out. And
Yeah,
that's
of
what
course.
led to Sheltered Kid. I came to you and Trey and I was like, I've been thinking like, there's not a ton of characters that I feel like I really pulled off, but the right ones, I feel like I can act out and do well. And anyway,
the funny thing is like the few videos that have like popped off really, really well that you've done by yourself are like ones that are very similar to like who you are in real life.
picky eaters, people pleasers, Tesla guy.
Yeah.
Like people love those videos. So it's like,
and then the woke
there's
parent
something to
one, for some reason, well, the first woke parent one did really well. The
Yeah.
woke coach one didn't do well. And I'm like, maybe there's something to like, that's not as realistic of a person as obviously you writing a life story thing. Like,
Yeah.
not truly, but kind of.
Yeah, I did not expect. I was telling Rachel, I was like, this Sheltered Kid video will be like a fun video for the right audience, but this is one to build like depth, not width.
Right.
And then wake up the next day and it's like, oh, it's the best video we've posted in a month and a half.
Yeah. 10 videos.
Like, oh,
That's awesome.
great.
Sweet. Let's do
I
it
don't
again.
know anything. Why should I ever make a prediction?
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Except for the frat roll call. I think we all saw that one coming.
We had a feeling that was not going to be top in the charts.
You guys love it though. I know you do. You know, out there.
Roll call.
From the beginning, I was like, I don't even know if we should post this one. So
right.
we looked, after it come out, and Jake's like, well, it is the 10th word or 10th best out of 10 and by a pretty big margin.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Really? Huh. That's good. So, what, you got anything else? You got some more stories?
I don't know. Probably. This feels like a lot though. It was just like a lot of just like things, a lot of things that happened to me like when I was by myself. I'm just like that whole just disaster yesterday. I was like, this is just such a bummer to not have anything, the Vegas like hotel room or whatever.
And you didn't go get your credit card. You just
I was like, it's over.
you threw the white flag.
It's
in.
over. And I can't help but just like my personality is like, you know what? This is actually good. Because
then I won't spend as much.
well, and the security card or the security code on the back has been rubbing off. So I've been forgetting it lately. And the billing address is like from 3 addresses. That's
fair.
annoying,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm paying for something on my phone and it's not autofill. I'm like, which one is it?
Yeah,
And
okay. Good for you.
every now and then they come out with new credit card. It'd be nice to have a new credit. Have they designed it differently?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Just see what else they got going. Maybe they're not
Maybe a
even
new
doing
card.
real credit cards these days, That's fun.
So I totally justified that. And the flight thing was good too. It's like Rachel's going to pick me up at the airport at 1 a.m. She needs her sleep. Rachel
Yes.
can go to bed early. So this is actually
She's been
good.
doing a lot of schoolwork.
This is actually good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, within 2 minutes, I convinced myself this is the best case scenario. This is the best thing that ever happened to me.
I love it.
I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm walking around the casino carrying golf clubs right now. This is good.
Upside down golf clubs.
Yeah, just carrying them by my driver shaft
Dude,
right now.
speaking of golf, let's talk about neighbor Al that just came by.
Oh my gosh.
That was great.
I did record it on my phone. Did you catch me doing that?
No.
Okay, so I got some stuff for Patreon.
That's funny.
There was a knock at the garage door right when we were about to podcast.
Yeah, Jake's got his own neighbor Henry coming.
I guess so.
This,
Like a month ago, Isaac was out in the yard. It must have been cold out and he couldn't actually golf. So Isaac's like, I'm just gonna take some cuts in the yard. So he's just swinging a golf club in the yard. This guy drives by and he's like, you golf? And Isaac's like, yeah. And he's like, here's some golf balls or something. Either way, he knocks on our garage door and roommate Luke answers the door. And how did his voice sound? What did he say, Ren?
what did he say?
He said, remember me?
Yeah. I remember me.
It looks like, I don't think so.
I'll get a better impersonation next time. It was I'm having a hard time remembering exactly how he sounded, but it was a voice that sounded like it was Harrison doing a bit.
Like doing a character or something.
Yeah, like what's going on? Like his voice was just a little bit Kermity.
Big
And,
time.
You know, yeah.
I said it sounded like someone doing a really bad Patrick Mahomes impersonation.
The fact that he knocked on the garage door instead of the front door was great.
Yeah.
That was funny by itself. And Luke didn't know anything. Like Luke's like, who? I don't know who you are.
And the guy wasn't really bailing him out. Luckily, Isaac recognized the voice.
The
And
guy
he
with
was
the
like,
golf ball. No,
Yeah.
that's not.
and so Isaac's like, oh, yeah. And so within seconds, this guy has already sold Isaac golf balls. I mean, the conversation lasted.
From what I understood, he sold Isaac 50 golf balls last time for $20.
But this time,
Then this time he's got 100 golf balls for 25.
Isaac goes, deal.
Yeah. You hear Isaac go, deal.
So just like that, he had golf balls. Next thing you know, he's in our living room
Mhm.
and me and Brad are there about to podcast. Roommate Luke, roommate Isaac, and new roommate Spencer.
Yeah.
Which is fun. House is finally full.
Congrats.
Which is good for me because one, I've started paying my mortgage, and
Oh,
two,
yeah.
now I don't have to pay as much.
Oh yeah.
So
Crazy.
good. But next thing you know, he's just in there, just chatting.
He was great.
And he also shared a fun fact with us towards the end.
Which one was that?
State champ and pig calling.
Oh my gosh. How can I forget? I was fixated on the owls. I'm going to go check out the owls later.
Oh yeah, you boys like nature.
Yeah. That was, I didn't know where he was going with that. He just goes, you guys like nature? And I was like,
A little
that's
bit.
kind of vague.
Like Planet Earth, like the documentary, or like
I
camping.
mean, Antarctica or the beach. No, he's like, there's some owls that just had whatever chicks. I don't know what they're called.
Owlets.
Little baby owls. Whatever. I'm doing a terrible impersonation, but yeah.
You want to play his voice so you can
Thank you. Yes, that would be great.
hear what he sounds like?
There's a large fence around it. You know it because of all the bird poop.
That's the owls. You know it because of all the bird poop. That's how he sounds. Okay. Lord, bunch of owls out there. You'll know it because of all the bird poop. And then later on, we were loving it. We were all about giving him conversation. And he was talking about how he used to live out in the country. And then my wife made me move to the city, and I had to move with her. He'll say something about 60 years. 60 years. I was like, good for you. That's great. I was trying to be genuine without and be genuinely excited for him without seeming like
I want to talk for another hour.
Well, no, without seeming like I'm being a jerk of I'm messing with this guy. Because I really didn't want to mess with him. I'm like, I like this guy. He's nice.
See, I wanted to mess with him when he's like, you guys ever had blackberries? I wanted to be like, had one in 2011. And I was like, I shouldn't.
Can't make that joke anymore. No, but then at the end, he's like, yeah, and I used to do some pig calling. And then all of a sudden, he just did he
told us he's a state champ.
State champion in Illinois in pig calling. And then all of a sudden, he's like, I don't know if I can do it. And then 2.5 seconds later, he did it. He's like, I don't know if I can do it. And I was like, he was queuing it up for himself. He's like, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if you guys want.
No one challenged him at all.
No one was like, come on, do it.
Do it.
We were just like, I mean, if you can't do it, you can't do it. And he just got it right.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt your voice or anything. And it was pretty good. I can see why he stayed. I was trying to be genuine. I was like, that's pretty cool. Not very often that you meet somebody that's a state champion in something.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah.
Dude, Rachel won state volleyball all 4 years.
That's pretty impressive.
That's absurd.
That's
a lot of winning.
Yeah. That's what she does. And you
Just
told
her
me
luck.
now she's very uncompetitive.
Oh my gosh.
Because it makes sense that she's not competitive anymore because she just wins everything. She's like, well, why would I care? It's not that fun to win. So
she's like, I mean, I had to be so competitive for 4 years to where now it's like, I don't want to do that anymore.
yeah, it sounds like 8 years potentially or
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah. Probably longer. So I'm like, that's fair. But yeah, we met a state champion pig caller.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, he was good. He didn't really. He was excited to talk. Multiple times he's like, "All right, I'll get out of here."
I'm getting out of here. Speaking of getting out of here,
Pig calling.
what, you used barbed wire recently?
He taught us that pigs are some of the most dangerous animals, especially sows, because if a sow gets on top of you, which I wasn't planning on it, but if a sow gets on top of you, it is you have nowhere to grab apparently. which I want to make a joke about that, but I was like, nope, I'm not gonna touch it. There's nowhere to grab. and then it'll just. He's like, yeah, I know somebody whose arm just got cut or just got eaten straight off. I was like, that's no fun. I'll go check out the owls, but I'm not checking out the pig.
I'll draw the line at the cell.
So anyway, the more you know about pigs, guys.
He was great.
Yeah,
He was great.
yeah, it was a fun time. So anyway, I'm excited for more stories with Al.
Stories with Al. Yeah, he's my Henry.
Yeah.
Man, what a great 2 weeks. There was so much trying to.
Been an eventful time.
I feel like I'm always so bad. What I need is a test run. I'm always so bad at telling stories the first time.
Oh,
It's like
I
I could tell the American Idol story now. I've told that so many times.
Yeah.
I need like a test run. I need a sample podcast before I bring it to the real thing. You know?
We call that correct opinions. Ba-dum.
Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if Trey has hit you up. I'm not gonna be able to go there on Tuesday.
Oh, wait. No, I'm not clapping about that. I'm clapping
say-
about what I see next.
I was like, I'm gonna wait for you to stop clapping.
Sorry.
So you don't look bad.
No.
I'll be attending a funeral Tuesday, so I won't be able to make it, and that's like our only time to record. So I was like, I suggested to Trey, I was like, I won't be able to make it. If you want to ask Brad or just do it by yourself or snag Katie, which I don't know why I was giving Trey suggestions. It's his podcast.
Can I clap now?
Yeah, go ahead. Clap.
That's what I saw that coming. I wasn't,
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, Jake.
Did he ask you?
No.
Oh, so you're just clapping just because.
I'm clapping at the idea. I'm sure. maybe I should mention, like, because maybe he's like, he's being cognizant, considerate of me, of like,
Sure.
hey, I don't want
to ask Brad to do
burden
multiple
Brad.
things now.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. I would really like to see how it would go with him and I, because obviously I know that I can podcast, but I think that you and we podcast with you kind of running, like you run point guard and I'm like the power forward, right? Like very.
I forgot I texted you about Patrick Ewing when you're telling me that you delivered a baby.
Oh yeah. Multiple people have asked about Patrick Ewing. But you're like you keep the podcast going, but then I think on Trey's podcast, on Correct Opinions, which you do with Trey, you really do.
Yeah, it's
but
different.
But he kind of runs the point.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested to see how I would do with somebody else. Like, or, like I'm always interested in,
I've always
the
thought that
dynamics.
too. Like, let's get Brad in the mix or just
Yeah.
put Brad in place of me one time. Let's just see if it's better.
I would be interested. Like there was one time, it was this past week when I was listening to you guys talk about birthing stuff. I was like, it would be really fun if I were if there as well. Like, be like, guys, no. Like, whatever. But,
yeah, I think there's options. I think there's so much with the way Gene Schwartz is growing. Like, sky's the limit with what we're gonna have, what the branches of it.
Right.
Future podcast, old podcast.
But,
Who knows?
dude, let's God bless coming back. You heard it here first.
But that reminds me, when I was awake on the no, that's not true. When I was awake on the plane, looking at an old Vegas Vom girl, I had an idea, which I'm not gonna say now, but like recently I've been like, maybe I should like, I don't know, invest in something or like get the rental property or something,
Okay,
like, I don't know, I should do something intelligent with money. I don't know what it is. Pay mortgage or, get my tags renewed, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I had an epiphany on the plane. Ipso facto, invest in myself, Brad. How much more fun is that?
That's fun. Bet on yourself.
Bet on myself.
Yeah.
So I have an idea. This spring, this summer, I'm very excited. New project.
6-pack.
That's one of them too. I was thinking about that while I was waiting for my golf clubs to come out today. I was like, Rachel and I should start working out together. I would like to get more fit.
You would get fit if you worked out with Rachel.
Yeah.
She seems very fit.
That's an unrelated project, but yeah. I'm just so excited to kind of be done traveling. I haven't really talked about this much. I haven't really slept much since October. Like between like touring this much and just like dating Rachel, it's like when I'm finally home, it's like we want to hang out so much and just like the travel and everything. I'm so excited to just like relax and enjoy my life more. It's gonna be awesome.
Why don't you think you're sleeping well? Are you having a hard time sleeping on the road?
No, I think I'm just not sleeping that much. I'm sleeping great, just having to like wake up early.
But
a lot of times.
Are you going to bed really late?
Yes.
Still? Is that just like a choice at this point? Or is it like
a little bit? I think
Or do you
I've
think you
always
could
been the
fall asleep?
type that where it's like if I have work to do, I'd rather do it later in the night when my phone isn't going off, when I'm not distracted. Like I'm so much more efficient.
so you're working late?
Yes,
You're
yeah,
not
yeah.
just like on your phone chilling.
Correct.
most
Screen
of the
time has
time.
been down 3 weeks in a row.
Good for you.
Thanks.
3 consecutive, like
Yeah.
on top of
yeah,
each
it
other.
keeps being like down 10%, down 10%, down 10%. So anyway, whatever. We're kind of all over the place, but
That's great.
I'm just excited.
Good.
Just excited. I'll tell you later because it's
Sweet.
probably never going to happen, but
Hey, I bet it will. Knowing you, Jake, it'll happen.
should we do some reviews of the week? Let you get back to your new daughter?
No, she's fine.
It's fine.
Wait just a second. Kathryn tagged me in a post.
Whoa, what do you think
she
it's
tagged me
about?
in a post about her. Rosie.
Oh, it's just about Kathryn.
Yeah, she like posted some pics. It's kind of a funny looking picture of her, honestly. That's fine. Babies are just funny looking, guys. Her eyes are just kind of far apart. Okay, I have, you want to go or I can go?
Oh, sure, go for it.
I have an Instagram comment of the week.
Okay.
Actually, or Instagram message. Let me find it real quick. It is from Victoria Mayer or Meyer.
Okay.
Mayer. What do you think? Mayer?
Yeah.
Hey, just wanted to share a quick story from today. I'm a sophomore in high school going on my first college visit, and I was a little nervous. As part of the visit, I was able to sit down and listen to a panel of students talk. The first student introduced himself as Clint Walker. I recognized the name, but couldn't remember where I knew him from. Then he said he was from Traverse City. Right then it hit me. I was in the presence of an I'm down boy. And then she put in parentheses, knowing someone on campus made me feel so much better. Even though I wasn't able to introduce myself, I loved that it felt like I knew someone there. I'm so thankful for this amazing community you've built.
Wow.
Isn't that just fun? Like, that's fun, dude.
That is really cool.
It's just one of those crazy things that, like, I give Kathryn a really hard time sometimes for like continuing to be surprised when she hears about all these people trying to buy a house and the house goes for like $100,000 over asking. And I feel like that's probably the same feeling some people that listen to this think whenever we're continually like amazed by stories like this, where it's like, that's crazy that somebody listens to our podcast, that then like we have a character named like, you know, Clint, the I'm Down Boys character, that then this other girl like connected with him like in a college visit. That's just crazy to me. Like all those things connected, you know, it's just like, and some people out there are probably like, well, yeah, that just continues to happen. Why are you so surprised? I'm like, I don't think I'll ever stop being surprised about this. So anyway, really cool, Victoria. Hope it all went well. So
there's so many things like that. I mean, almost every time before I go on stage, I'll like send up a prayer, and I'm always just thinking to myself, like, this is crazy. This is crazy that I'm about to get up there and do this. This is crazy.
Right.
This is absurd.
Just never gets old. Yeah.
Yeah. Never would have thought. My review of the week is from Maddie. We got a ton of reviews. Maybe it's just been a while since we recorded, but it seems like we have a lot.
No, we got some good ones.
Title is Proud of You Guys. She said, hey, Jacob Brad, this pod has been such a light to me. I grew up with my parents being self-employed. Now I'm self-employed.
Yep.
Growing up in Nashville, I was always around and in the entertainment industry, touring, playing music, and watching my friends tour. Also, I had a full-time photography business with my husband before I moved to Dallas from Nashville in 2019. I became a ghostie in January 2020 and was feeling so homesick at the time. These guys remind me of all my friends back in Nashville, and it's so fun to see their careers grow separately and together. Nice. The pod has also been inspiring to me as a business owner. When I moved to Dallas, I started growing an online resale business. I love listening to Jake and Brad's banter while I drive all across DFW to thrift stores, pack up sales, and when I just need to laugh. The strong work ethic, wit, integrity, and kindness they share, and the community they build around them is truly inspiring. As I listen, I find myself wishing I could interject with my 2 cents. Then I forget that I don't actually know them in person, but I feel like we're already friends. It's a strange phenomenon. Thanks for making my Mondays something to look forward to. Love you guys, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie.
Now I'm looking here. She signed it in the review, Maddie with a Y. Her username is MADI. What's going on, Madeline?
Why, Maddie?
Why is that? I see it as Madeline.
Oh, interesting. Maybe she had an identity crisis. Nashville, she was MADI.
Now
moved to Dallas. She's like, I got to be a little more proper.
Okay.
A little bit crazier, you know? No, that's fun. All right. Normally, we end this episode with a jingle, and we're going to end it with the jingle. Jake, you can ask me if you like. That's kind of a tradition.
Brad, would you like to end this episode with a jingle in a traditional fashion?
I actually did not prepare a jingle this week, but I was actually
wait. Why not?
Because of Rose. Because I delivered and caught a baby, and then recovered with my wife. But I was actually going to do this even before this happened. There is a podcast, a ghostie out there. Grayson Inman is his name. And he's a huge fan of ours. And just randomly, like he commented on Ellis Custom Creations post on Instagram, elliscustomcreations.com. And I like went on his profile. So just FYI, if you comment, I might go on your profile. Just kind of like, be like, what's this guy about? Anyway, and I watched a video of his. He's a very good musician, and he has this one song specifically that me and the rest of my family has been listening to for like probably a week and a half now, kind of on repeat.
Fun.
I'll compare him to a little Need to Breathe, little Jimmy Needham.
Jimmy Needham, I forgot about him.
Kind of has a little bit of a soulful Jimmy Needham vibe.
I haven't thought about him in a while.
Anyway, and like literally like there's a chorus of this song, you'll hear it, and he's saying like glory, and Bo will, like, after I sing it, Bo will be like glory, and then he's like, hallelujah, and then you hear Bo hallelujah. So like literally it's been like something that my family has listened to a bunch, and as a Ghostrunners community, I think we're really good at supporting each other. And so I just want to holler at Grayson Inman. Check him out, Spotify, wherever you listen to music. But the end of the episode is going to be his song, As Long As She's Mine. So love you guys. Thanks for supporting us in every single way. And we'll see you next week. Anything else you want to say?
We will see you next week. You guys are amazing. We're very thankful for you listening to our podcast.
All right. Love you, Rose Caroline.
Yeah, Rose.
We did it.
I've never known somebody like you, but I know you've known plenty of me's. So now that I found you, I wanna keep you for all of my days. I'm singing out glory, I found a woman, and I know she loves me too. I'm singing hallelujah, I found love, yeah, and I'm gonna keep it as long as she's mine. I'm glad it was the last time for me to have a first time. A first date, first dance, first kiss in the moonlight. I'm gonna thank the good Lord, 'cause I know that there's more in store. I know I see the future when I look at you. I'm singing out glory, I found a woman, and I know she loves me too. I'm singing hallelujah, I found love, yeah, and I'm gonna keep it as long as she's mine. I'm singing out glory, I found a woman, and I know she loves me too. I'm singing hallelujah, I found love, yeah, and I'm gonna keep it as long as she's mine. I'm singing out glory, I found a woman, and I know she loves me too. I'm singing hallelujah, I found love, yeah, and I'm gonna keep it as long as she's mine. I'm singing hallelujah, I found love, yeah, and I'm gonna keep it as long as she's mine.
Ghostrunners podcast. Every